and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, peace, ride by. If you back and or if you new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. This right here is another installment to the School of Hogwarts. People was asking, man, where you in? You gonna do another class on the School of Hogwarts? So this right here is one installment. This right here is part 1 to one installment, and then we got another part to this installment. Then we're gonna do on how to reverse, and this is right here is an offense class. The next, we might do one more offense class, and then we'll do 2 defense classes. And then we'll go into the heavy duty stuff. We got a class coming out at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's about 46 minutes long of Tahuti cracking heads and twisting caps on the basic rules to this game, on polarities, on, you know what I'm saying, rhythm, timing, because that's why when they do all these spells, a lot of the high power spells is done on a high scale, is done on an astrological scale. They watching the stars, they watching Venus, they watching the moon, they, you know what I'm saying, they doing, so it's dealing with rhythm and timing on some of the high power spells. Now, if you new to this game, you may want to go check out the playlist we got out called, hey, shalom everybody, peace, hotep, Rabat to the family. Hey, if you're new to the channel or you new to this spell game and our ancestral work before the colonizers, you may want to go check out the School of Hogwarts, and then, you know, check out them classes we got. How that's cast, how women cast spell on men, how men cast spell on women. We got about 70 classes, 80 classes. We add to that playlist with this one. This is another one. Now we're about to get exclusive here. For all you like I say, for all you rookie witches and warlocks. Now, if you're a warlock, you know what I'm saying, we ain't really out to help the warlocks. But we out to help the good warlocks, though, the ones that's fighting against the bad warlocks, right? But what we're gonna show you here is some of us, our ancestral work that we were doing on the land, and we was using it on them, and they got mad. They got mad at us and gave us Christianity, which is really our stuff too, right? Christianity is our, because people talk about the Bible this, the Bible that, but where did they get the Bible from? Then it becomes the question, because they had, if they made it up, they had to get it from somewhere. These people can't make nothing up. The Lion King ain't nothing but a rerun. The Avatar movie ain't nothing but a rerun of Pocahontas. They all do nothing but reruns. The Bible ain't nothing but a rerun. That's all it is. They even tell you at the beginning, replenish. What you think that means? Read means to do again. So these ain't nothing but reruns for us. They playing nothing but reruns. We already seen this already. I'm telling you, man. So like I said, people that want to talk about the Bible is a rerun of your ancient tablets that they stole when they got over here. It took them 11 years to put that book together to bring it back over here to try to colonize you with it. They come over here stealing your tablet, stealing your emo little leash. All your this is ancient Egypt. This is what they found out. That's what the Smithsonian Institute is really about. It's covering up all these ancient tablets they found over here, and they trying to say, "Oh yeah, well we found this over here." Nah, you full of crap. We on to your game, but that's another story though. But let's get into it. We're about to. Hey, so you got suckers jacking around with you, and you want to get them off your back. We about to get into it. But first, we got something for my alchemists, my women alchemists. Let's bring Bobby on.
Some other things to free you up. Sisters, you got to rebel against what you call love and romance. That's your vice. That's the cult that you in, and that's why you fail with it. Love and romance is some shit that was invented for the white man because he doesn't have a spirit to feel, so he has to show that he feels by telling. To really love a person is to never tell a person you love them. Try it. Now, my mate, I never tell my mate I love her. You see what I'm saying? A dog don't have to validate being a dog. You don't have to tell your goddamn mama you love her. Or your sister you love her. That's why this shit come out corny. It don't sound right. You understand what I'm saying? But see, people ain't never told you this before. So to tell your woman you love her, that's why a nigga can say what all a nigga got to do, a hard head, I'm saying. All he got to do to get over on a woman is master the love thing. I love you. See what I'm saying? It's fake, it's phony, it never existed. So you're looking for love in the wrong damn places, and it has nothing to do with romance. I never tell my mate I love her. And we the best friends at all. We never argue? We haven't argued in over a damn year. Never hardly argue. But I don't tell her I love her. It's a difference. You see what I'm saying? Some things are given. Certain things. So when you cut down on the fake thing, the energy, your energy automatically knows. You understand what I'm saying? She automatically knows. So if I see her walking down the street with a nigga, a hardhead, I don't get jealous and all because I already know the energy. I know that she's just talking to that particular person as another human being. You understand what I'm saying? So this is some things we're going to get into, to dismantle this mythology of love. It's all fake. It's all bullshit.
Hey, so pretty much what love is a spell. Love is a spell, and that when you can say it, saying it is one thing and showing it is another. Pretty much to sum it up. So to get into this spell work, you can say they say, you hear them say all these magical words, but saying those words and then putting action to being able to manifest that the action to those words is another story. So yeah, people can say they love you, they can say love, 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 and then stab you right in the back. You know what I'm saying? So you already know that so we ain't got to break that down for you that too much more, right? But love is a spell. When somebody's saying they love you, you getting your idea that they care. It's a whole bunch of things that come attached to that in your mind. But I tell you this, like one of my teachers used to teach us. Shout out Mark Brady, where Mark Brady is. Mark Brady used to tell us. He used to say everybody got their own view of what love is. And we can get into what love is because a lot of people really don't even know what love is. Because in order to know a thing, you must know what a thing is not. And what we know love is not is fear. Love is not fear. Right? And so Mark Brady used to tell us that everybody has their own view of what love is, like their own thumbprint. It's unique to them. So when you choose to love someone, you would then have to take a portion of their screen and add it to your screen. Because if you don't love someone like they want to be loved, then you ain't loving them at all. If you're not loving someone like they want to be loved, you're not loving them at all to them. So love is a spell. And I can do a whole class. I could do a whole class just on love. Because if I was to ask the crowd right now, what is love? What would be your, if you had a one word, if you could say one word, what would your answer be? If I asked you what was love? And then I'll tell you what is love. Somebody drop it in the chat. What's your answer? Drop one word to what love is. But we know love, as alchemists, one of the rules in alchemy is before you can know what a thing is, you must know what a thing is not. We know that hot is not cold, right? We know that up is not down. So we're dealing with polarities here when we get into the school of Tahuti. Like I said, I got a class coming out that I've been working on for 2 days in a row, drawing up pictures and typing in all word for word, key for key, so you can get that bang for bang action tomorrow. Class, somebody said action, bravery, compassion. But we don't got we're gonna give about a couple more seconds, and we're gonna tell you. Nobody's dropped the real answer yet, though. It's one word. What is love? Somebody said being. Understanding. We don't we must be new. We say overstanding around here. We overstand. The master teacher changed that to overstanding. We don't understand no more. We overstand. Hey, so I'm gonna drop it for you. What is love? Love is life. You should have just said life. Love is life itself. That's what love is. Love is life itself. And the woman is the alchemist of all alchemists because she formed a human being in her womb. She the alchemist of all alchemists. According to what Tahuti told me. When Tahuti said, he said the woman is the alchemist of all alchemists because she form a human in her womb. Yeah, love is life itself. Life is a vibration, though. Right? Let's get into some more of these this action, man. We got action packed tonight for you. We're gonna hook you up, man. We got some bang bang boogity.
I got this on the job with a cracker making it hard for you and all this kind of thing. Trying to get up in your face and want to make you get fired or whatever, want to make you resign. This is what you do. You get you black. This is coming from the Yoruba ritual. Now you're gonna get you a brown bottle, either a beer bottle or a root beer bottle. You know the brown bottles. Beer bottle or root beer bottle. And you take it and you put you some coffee up in it. You know, some liquid coffee. You say, I don't care whether freeze dried or whatever, decaf or whatever, just put you some coffee up in there. Liquid coffee, pour it in the bottle. Then you get you a brown paper bag and you write that person's name who is giving you a hard time, or that person that you're trying to be protected from, or a couple of those people, you write them on that bag, or you write those people's name on the bag, or that person's name on the bag, roll it up and put it in that bottle and put it on your doggone altar. You build an altar, or you put it on your windowsill, or whatever you do. Your dresser or whatever, and that person or whatever will not mess with you. And you need to start doing these particular things for protection.
Die for knowledge.
That was Bobby Hemmett giving an old school remedy. So we got freezer spills, water spills, fire spills. A freezer spill kind of is a water spill kind of. But but we're going to teach you how to do the freezer spills. The freezer spills are some of the easiest ones you could do for beginner alchemists. I'm gonna start saying alchemists because people, when you say witch and warlock, people go, ooh, because they've been Christianized and Islamized and Judaized. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know them words, but you know what I mean. Our ancestors, we was practicing this for thousands of years over here. right? And it's like a whole nother world, right? But he just gave you, like, if your boss, I got some more if your boss acting crazy. But let's get into this good. Let's get into some good stuff.
Okay, peace, peace. It's Carbonated Goddess. So this particular video is for a goddess that follows me, and I just want to basically say to you, goddess, this video is for you. I hope everything goes well when you go back to work, and I hope them people stop messing with you, okay? Because you about to dominate them, baby, okay? Ignore them. They're jealous. They see your light, okay? And like I said in my last videos, you know, demons don't like light. They attracted to their light, but their demon, their energy don't like your energy, okay? So with that being said, we're going to do a domination spell just for you, okay? So with the domination spell, you are going to get you a brown paper bag, okay? It don't have to be big, but tear it into a nice little size, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to write a petition. Let's just say Tom is messing with you at work. What you're going to do is write your petition to Tom, what you want Tom to stop doing, okay? And you're going to do this for all the people that has been, you know what I'm saying, coming for you at work, okay? Not on the same paper. Everybody has their own individual paper, their own petition that you want to write out to them. So you're going to write your petition out, right? 1. And then you're going to write their name down 9 times, okay? And you do this in either a red marker or a red pen, okay? Because red is basically like magical, right? What I would like to do is I like to burn a candle. Any color candle is, you know, okay, right? So once you are finished, you're going to fold that paper away from you 9 times. And then you're going to stick that in your left foot, in your shoe. And you wear that all your petitions of the people that are coming for you in your left shoe, okay? And you gonna walk them down. That's it. I hope this helps. Peace. Ashe.
Now, hey, we got more shoe spells, but that's the walk them down, down, walk them down. So you want to, hey, instead of going walk them down with that with that AR or with that that Draco, put him in, write his name down, put him in your shoe, in the left shoe, walk him down. We used to do this all the time, man. And then people coming in the chat talking about, oh, y'all believe this? Yeah, he probably believe in Jesus or somebody. Whatever. I don't know what he believe in, but hey, we ain't got nobody distract us of getting back to what we was already doing. It worked for us. Prayer work. It's a lot of stuff that work. That you might say, oh, y'all believe in this? Yeah, but it worked for us. If it worked for us, we don't care what you think. You know what I'm saying? Sucker.
You dress or whatever, and that person or whatever will not mess with you. And you need to start doing these particular things for protection. You see what I'm saying? Also, always it's good to burn you a black candle in your house, because that also wards off evil as far as people breaking in and different things like that.
I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers or nothing. Y'all ain't heard this shit from me. Matter of fact, yes you did. Tell them I said it. Biggest forms of witchcraft happen in that damn church. I mean, just think about it. Using the elements of water to baptize you. It ain't just symbolic. That's a ritual. They pray over it, they bless it, and they believe that it cleanses the soul, right? That kind of sounds like charging water with intention, aka water magic. But, you know, I could be wrong. I remember them candles that they had on them altars at church. Or just think about a candlelight vigil. Don't they light them, set them, pray over them, and use them to set the vibe? They also light them and call on their deity. Sounds like candle magic to me. Using the element of fire. What about that communion bread? Symbolic of the body of their god? Y'all never bat an eye. I ain't judging y'all, because I used to tear them damn crackers up. That grape juice too. But the blood? Y'all really had us in there drinking the blood and eating the body of Christ? If that don't scream ritual, I don't know what does. Fused it with intention and divine energy, then consumed it. That sounds like earth magic, clear as day. I'm probably bugging though. What exactly is prayer itself? What is that wind coming out of your mouth? Isn't that the element of air? Words spoken out into the atmosphere carry intention and energy. And you ever been in a church where they all speaking in tongues? Yeah, that's manipulation of air energy. Moving right along though, you mean to tell me you never realize how the church keeps you in a trance? Repetition of music, as well as certain words that keep you in a loop. You know, when they singing that same line over and over and over, talking about take you to the king. And if you 5 years young, like why would you need to meet the king right now? It's meant to lull you in a meditative state. Now, think about all of those altar calls. Everybody going up there, they all in their emotions, they crying, feeling the spirit. They done worked your ass into an emotional high. Guess what? Now you open to suggestion and or influence. Or what does the pastor be doing when he's waving his hand over the congregation? You know, it's like they're pulling something out of you or casting blessings. Pretty sure that sounds like energy work. You know, moving that energy throughout the room, which is why you get waves of people that start shouting at the same time. Well, let me guess. It's cool when the pastor lay hands. I mean, y'all do know that's energy transference, right? They're channeling energy to heal or anoint. So what's the difference between that and Reiki or another healing spiritual practice? They call casting out demons exorcisms, right? Ain't shit but ritual work. You know, commanding spiritual entities like we do at U Botanica with that root work, especially them graveyard services. Let me clarify, I don't do the left-handed work. This is exactly why you have a team of people. We do it all. They use that holy oil to anoint people. They usually pray over them and rub it on their third eye. And similar to what we call oil magic. I think y'all catching the drift by now. Truth is, they use in all forms of magic. Mental, ritual, symbolic, all day, every day. And instead of owning it, you know what they do? They slap a name holy on it. They're going to demonize anybody doing it outside of their framework. Funny, because they don't want you using your power. They tell you to fear it, actually. Yet, they're using the same exact thing against your ass. That's how they get to keep staying in charge. Well, that was the times of the past. It's a new day. A lot of people waking up to the bullshit. The next time somebody trying to remind you about magic, trying to call it demonic, tell them you peep game. Doing the same exact thing. They just scared to name it what it is. Because they don't want you to know who you are. Why would they? Get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Hey, you know, it's a viral thing going around with this big dude named I don't know his name, Dizzy or Drizzy, some fat dude with a you know what I'm saying? He got like a blonde hair in the top. I be seeing he funny, right? Drewski, I think that's his name, right? But he made fun of some pastors, you know, that the ones that be wearing the Louis Vuitton, had a Bentley, one that had a Bentley up in the church. And so he making fun of them. And so now they get mad. The Christian, some of the black Christians get mad at him, saying that he making fun of their pastor or whatever, this and that. But he showed how they be, you know what I'm saying? And then if you get into a thing with them about the witchcraft thing, you would say, well, you'll say, well, they see you doing something with mud or whatever, and they say that, well, that's witchcraft. And you say, well, Jesus did witchcraft. When he, was that witchcraft when Jesus bent down got some mud and spit and rubbed it together, then put it on the man's eyes? That ain't exactly what he did, right? But that's what they said, that he bent down, got some dirt, right, and then mixed it together and put it on the man's eyes. Ain't that witchcraft? Ain't that earth magic? Ain't that earth works? And they stole the baptism rituals. Ain't that water magic? Jesus walking on water, ain't that water magic? Water witchcraft? And the people today, if you go read the Bible close in the New Testament, the people that was doing the same thing Jesus was doing, if they wasn't something, if they tricked the people that they were from God, right? They got said they were from God. But if they wasn't from God, they was a sorcerer. You know what I'm saying? They was doing sorcery, man. So this is part of a fear thing. We don't move in fear. So if that's how you automatically know that something is up. If you working with something and then somebody trying to put some fear on you about it, then look at them funny, because we don't move in fear. We move in divine love in everything that we do. So when somebody trying to scare you, oh, don't do that, don't mess with this. Now, it's a thin line between experience, because it's three ways to learn. The best way is experience, but sometimes when learning by experience can cost you. I'm telling you, learning by experience gonna cost you. But then you can learn by hearing and seeing. See, doing is the experience. You doing, seeing, and hearing is how you learn. See, doing is the experience. But if you can see and hear, if you can learn by that, man, you can make it you can make it a long way fast. You don't gotta go. That's why the old peoples and the older generation before us and whatever generation you in is important, because they already tried to test the times, different tests that they already did the immaculate experiment and got their theses and their data, and they say, well, I sold dope for 10 years and they landed me in jail, or I got robbed, or they can stab me, or some niggas play me, or this and that. It give you all the odds on it. If they're a good alchemist, they'll give you their thesis and their end data. And that's with everything. That's with selling, being a dealer, being a gangster, going being the way of a transgressor is hard. That's what we told them. So if you're gonna do something that's going against the law of the land, it don't matter the laws they set, even the laws they got set up now. If you go against the laws of the land, you go against most of their laws are water laws, but like I say, most of their laws derive from our common laws, which is the real law, right? And so if a good alchemist out here, old school alchemists that went down all the roads, especially the dead end ones, and they can come back to tell you, hey man, it's a dead end road. Going down that road is dead end. So that way that'll save you time. Cause you don't got but 100 years to live. At least that's what they tell us. But we about to start living longer in this new sun cycle. But to go back to 900 to 1,000 years lifespans in this sun cycle. But they tell us we don't got 100 years. But so how much time can you save by taking the data down from the alchemists before you? But we don't want to get too sidetracked because we got so many videos on showing you how to do this. Let's roll that next clip because we got some good stuff, man.
So here's a quick alchemist tip, okay? So you want to speak life. So anytime you have a bottle of water or a cup of water, speak your intentions over to it. So this is what I'm going to speak. Anytime someone thinks about me, I will get prosperity. Anytime someone speaks bad about me, I will get abundance. Anytime someone looks at a picture of me, I will be more prosperous. I will be more abundance. Ashe, so mote it be. And that was just something quick that I thought of on the top of my head. But you can literally speak whatever you want over your water. It's powerful magic. Peace, love, and light.
Somebody said, Rod said, study what you fear. That's a great idea, because we fear the unknown, right? That's what they tell us. We fear the unknown. But once you become to know it, then there's no more fear there. And most of the stuff over the last, say about 50 years, most of the stuff we fear, we've already got past already through movies, through people coming to teach about it, just our different avenues. A lot of stuff that we feared a long time ago, we don't fear no more. Like God, like y'all don't fear God. We used to fear God back in a while back, by at least 20, 30 years, 40 years ago, maybe 50. We used to fear God because they told us, oh, some God gonna come out the sky and gonna finagle you into hell. Yeah, so we fear God, but now we know, we study God up, in, and out. Most of y'all, it ain't no fear about you. You going to you God now, you think you God now in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's like that type of thing, right? God is whoever's in control. But yeah, that's a great idea that Rod said. Study what you fear. All right, let's go to the next one. We got some good ones, man. We started with the light ones first, then we get into some good stuff. Here we go.
Let's talk about one of my favorite Orishas.
If you no longer want someone to come to your home, these are the 3 steps. After they leave, you're going to get salt and pepper. Then you're going to sprinkle it along the walkway of your home. Then you're going to sweep from your porch or front door all the way to the sidewalk or the street. While you do that, you're going to affirm, do not come back. You know you are no longer welcome. I banish you from coming back. You no longer have access to me. Or you can even say a prayer out of the Bible.
All right, so I heard that one before about the putting the sea salt by your door where they walked in on your porch, and then sweeping it off if you don't want them to come back. Some people add black pepper. Some people add a little spice to it if they really want to, give them a hard time not coming back. Make sure they don't make it burn every time they think about coming back. Put your little black cayenne pepper down there with that sea salt. Sprinkle it out. Now, also, if you want to keep certain spirits out, because they show you in these movies on how they use the sea salt to block the vampires and all that. And then we get into garlic, like garlic kill bacteria and viruses. Also, bleach. Also, another thing that if you want to get these cleanse the spirits of that being too, use ammonia. Ammonia dissolves the spirits, and it makes them where they can't smell. It takes their smell away in their dimension. Ammonia. That's why, boy, if you ever when you smell ammonia, boy, it open you wide up, don't it? It open you wide open. It open your whole nostrils open. Why? Because it's a high powered alchemical solution. And if you notice even on the zombie movies, they use ammonia to make the zombies where they can't smell, like to come up to their house, right? Somebody say fear God. But then when we say fear God, we'll say, well, who is God? Because what God want us to fear him? Especially when he say he your father. And then they'll say, well, it's a different type of fear. What type of fear? What type of fear? I think you should love God and fear the devil. God is your higher self. The devil is your lower self. Fear your lower self because your lower self can keep you down, trapped on this dimension. All right, let's go with another.
So this is a working that you guys are already familiar with, but I'm going to retrain your brain on how to actually get it to work. Now, this working will work in accordance. It doesn't matter if it is someone that you don't know, but you like them, or someone that y'all have kind of gone astray and you want to bring them back in. And yes, it is the old freezer, the old freezing spell, sweetening jar. But this is how it's going to be different. Okay. Yeah, this is an old one. I can't believe this is the first time I've ever given this one out. Y'all lucky. Y'all lucky. What you are going to do, you're going to get you a jar. And yeah, this one is kind of murky. I'll be honest, y'all. This is not the jar that I'm doing the work with. This is the jar I thawed some mice out with. So it's just a prop. It's just a prop. I was feeding the snakes, thawed the mice out in the jar. Why have I throw that water away? But anyway, you are going to get some sugar cookies. And you can get the ones pre-made from the store, or you can make them yourself. It does not impart any more energy making it yourself. You can buy some sugar cookies. It's okay. Okay. So when you buy the sugar cookies, you're going to bake them. You're going to bake them. Oh, first, I'll rewind. Pinch off the dough, roll it into little balls, and make little people. 2 little people. One for you, one for them. Then you bake the little people. Put the little people in the jar. You're going to put the water in the jar. And then you're going to take a piece of paper. Now, this is the important part. This is what is going to retrain your mind. This is where the magic will happen. See, memory is time travel. Memory is time travel. When we look back on something, it will spark the same emotions as it did when we were actually in the moment a lot of times, right? So I want you to think back on if this is a person you were separated from, think back on a time when you guys were happy. Now, Don't bring forth a memory that's going to cause longing. Think back. One of the memories that I always tell people to do is think back on the courting phase. Now I know people don't court anymore. This y'all's idea of courting. Swipe. But you know, the initial encounter, that little apprehension. You know, maybe you had some little butterflies. Maybe you were pleasantly surprised when they showed up and they look better than they did when you actually met them. Because some people clean up nice, like your boy. I clean up nice. Okay, like I shoot. I cleaner than a board of health. But think back on one of those initial memories and then write it down. Commit it to paper. Write it down. And then put that paper in the jar with the sugar cookies, the sugar cookie people. Then add more sugar into it so that it's thick, kind of syrupy. You know, it's like black people Kool-Aid. Okay, that's how you want to make it. My white brothers and sisters out there, if y'all don't know, because we don't want it your Kool-Aid. Y'all make the Kool-Aid according to the package. No, we don't want that. We want black people Kool-Aid. If you don't know, call one of your black friends. If you don't have any black friends, who's probably not going to work for you, because who's going to vouch for you with the ancestors that you need in order to get this working. Okay. So with that being said, you take this and you swirl it and then you put it in the freezer.
Excluding the redheads,
I've told you guys before, freezer spells, freezer workings, they're more a utility working. They're a tool to go with the working. So, because all a freezer really does is whatever emotion, whatever state you are in, it locks you there. It freezes you there. I was talking to someone last night and they kept saying, I don't want to freeze this person out, or I want to freeze that person out. And I'm like, you're not freezing somebody out as much as you're freezing them in. You're locking them in. So if someone is your enemy and you have frozen them, well, they're locked in on being your enemy. They may want to let the whole situation go, but they can't because you've locked them in right there. You've got to sweeten that person and then freeze them. All right. So with that being said, that's what you do. And here's the thing, after 3 days, take it out, let it thaw a little bit, and then put it back. See what happens when it thaws? The cookie's going to break down. It's going to sweeten it even more. So over time, it shouldn't take any more than a week. This person or y'all are going to go sweeter and sweeter together because those cookies are going to break down. And if you want to add a little more kinetic energy to it, you can shake it, break them up, reach in, grab the dough, mush it together so the two become one. And that is what's going to happen with this spell. Okay. See, look at that. I gave y'all like.
Hey, so this part right here, we're gonna get into more of this freezer spell. He just gave you one freezer spell. You really, once you become good at doing them, you really can start making your own once you know all the formulas and what certain things mean. Like when you add black pepper, oh, that's what that mean. Or when you add cinnamon, that's what that mean. So you gotta know all these things. And we're gonna be teaching all of these things. We got a class coming out on the herb stuff too, right? So let's get some more freezers.
Someone has done you wrong. Throw them in the motherfucking freezer. If you got a bill that you need time to pay, throw that bill in the motherfucking freezer. If somebody really, really, really pissed you off, write their name on a piece of toilet paper. Wipe your ass with it and flush it down the toilet with the proper intentions. And always use protection. Don't be scared. If people harm you, harm them back. You're welcome.
Yeah, that one wiping your butt with that one right there work. Writing the name down. We ain't gonna get to but that one work, man. The writing your name down, wiping your butt with them, and flushing it down. It's more toilets. It's more spells you could do too. With using the toilet too, writing their name down, flushing it down the toilet. That's more like a water spell, right? Somebody said, is the Bible a book of spells? Of course, the Bible is a book of spells, but it's got a lot of spells casting on people, like the ghost spell, and then they got other spells where you can repel, like no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That's a spell right there within itself. That's a protection spell. So yeah, I can do a whole tape on spells in the Bible. You ain't never read the story of Moses and Pharaoh's guys? Pharaoh had magicians. Moses was a magician, but Moses was a magician for God. And you know, they both did the same magical trick. But Moses, since he worked for God, you know, his team, he worked for the better team, so he won. Right? We can get into it. Right? So yeah, we could go. Yeah, I'm gonna go and do that for you. Then I'm gonna do a tape just on the Bible is a book of spells. Just by just especially the King James version, just by having 66 books in it, and they took 6 books out. 666, right? And then they put in the Songs 46, Songs chapter 46. They put Shakespeare's name 40. If you count 46 letters down from the top, 46 letters up from the bottom, you get Shakespeare. That's a spell right there. That's alchemy. And then not only that, the dudes that put it together were Freemasons. That's alchemists. Do I need to get into the guy they call himself the worshipful master that sits in the east, got a top hat on and some white gloves like a magician? And he got instead of a wand, he got a gallop or one of the mallets that he knocked 3 times to bring stuff into the game. We ain't gonna get too much. Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. We ain't gonna get too much into it. But I'll tell you this much. The guys who put it together was wizards. They intended for it to be wizardry. It's basic instructions before leaving Earth, though, and some of that. I love the Bible. Like I got other people got respected. My brother Rod Hayes, he says it's a comic book. My brother Rod Hayes says it's a comic book, but hey, I like the Bible though. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to study it all the time before I started studying other stuff. It was one of the first books I studied. And and I'm so cold with it, I can show you everything I'm saying right now in the Bible. About the extraterrestrials, everything. I can show you everything I'm saying in the Bible. Why? Because I know that they took the shit from our books. Like the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead. Some of that Bible come from the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead. Some of that Bible come from the story of Harun them. Some of the Bible come from the Anunnaki storyline, like the story of Noah. That story is in our ancient tablets before the Bible. The story of Noah is in our ancient tablets before the Bible. I'm telling you, man. That's where they got it from. These people, like I told you, these people not good alchemists. We the real druids. The druids were Twi people. The real druids. I got a whole book on it called The Black Celts. The Black Celts were Twi, and they were the real druids, the real alchemists. That's why if you go pull up that papyrus of Norma walking with the Twi man, and he got an apron on and a mallet, right? They say it's the first dynasty, but it was plenty of dynasties before that. They say the first dynasty was Norma Menez, right? And Menez, if you pull up a it's like a carving of Menez walking with the Twi, and one of them holding his placenta, another one holding refreshments, because in the lodge they give the junior, well, maybe the junior warden in some lodges. It might be the junior stewardess in some lodges that give the refreshments. And so if you see that whole papyrus gives a whole layout of these guys, and they look like they're going to build something. But the point I'm making is that Bible is taken from a lot of that information, right? About our old texts. So yeah, that part. It's a comprised. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Misty. Shout out Misty. It's a comprised of stolen stories. They ain't make nothing up. Even like the story of the Lion King is Cain. It's same as Cain and Abel. It's the same as it's always a brother. Jacob and Jacob and Esau. It's always a brother trying to kill a brother. How many times they play? They've been playing that story for over 10,000 years. They've been playing that story, but like you think they just making it up about a brother killing a brother? Yeah, Inky and Enlil try to take it, going after each other. Cain and Abel, Jacob and Esau, Caesar and Brutus. They come in and put it into the Lion King. Well, Mufasa and his brother are going after each other. Right? So they play these stories over and over again, the same storyline. So when I see the Bible, all I got to do is go back and find out where they got that story from, and you'll find it. All right, so let's go some more, man. So we get more into the freezer spells.
And we do know that we don't only have to freeze people, right? Anything you want to stop, you freeze it. Any problem you have, you can freeze it. And it's extremely easy. I don't know why we make it like witchcraft is so hard. It's not that hard. It's not hard. You can literally freeze any problem. You literally just have to write it down. Get a little container, any Tupperware or anything like that. A little container. Put some water in it. Put that in it. Put the note with your problem in it. Described fully out. And throw that in the freezer and leave it in there. It's sure to stop. The problem is going to stop. Witchcraft is not hard. Y'all making it hard.
Hey, so you don't gotta just freeze people and having a full name, writing a full name down and a birthday, and then man, like I say, you got to go back and watch the other videos we already put out, like that last Airbender tape, because it teach you about the chi, right? It teach you about the chi, which the Christians call the Holy Ghost. We call it the Who, the creative force and will over here in ancient Kemet. Yeah, I say over here in ancient Kemet, right? So they when they in the church and they rubbing their feet together, gaining up this, pulling up this, conjuring up the gas, because this chi come from the gas, right? This Holy Ghost come from the gas, and that's why some people actually work in church, because they using this energy. But when you taking this energy and you creating the spells for the freezer, you actually creating a charm. You actually sending your intentions into this, whatever you writing down, and then you putting your intentions as you put it into the freezer, right? So just keep that in mind. We already broke them classes down on the Charm Work 101 class. Go get that class on the video side, and go get the last Airbender tape we put out. It breaks down how to manifest your chi, your spiritual energy into this charm. So when you put it into a bucket or a jar or whatever it is, that jar become a charm. And then whenever you write down and put into that manifests your energy. So you got to keep that in mind. But so we already taught those. This right here is the for more advanced students. If you're just not coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. So just keep in mind when you're doing those freezer spells, it don't just work for putting people in there. You could put a bill in there. You could put a car note in there, rent, let a light bill, to freeze a light bill, freeze somebody coming out, IRS, whoever coming after you for some money or whatever, and or somebody harassing you or whatever case may be, or even illnesses. You can freeze illnesses, freeze them and start fighting them on another alchemical level, because the herbalist level is another part of our witchcraft or our alchemical game, because we don't just use faith, we use faith with works in the voodoo. They just use faith and use like a lot of Christians just use faith. They don't put no work with it. They just pray and say, "Oh, I hope this happen." It's a lot, but the Christians that know that they don't just pray for a job, they go fill out the application too. How you gonna pray for a job and never fill out an application? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this how you gotta put some work with what you trying to manifest. And prayer work. You don't just have to do putting those freezer spells. You can pray over it. If you're a Christian and you got that power and you more comfortable with that power, that's your witchcraft power. You can pray over it and pray over it and manifest that and thank it. And you don't gotta pray more than one time because if when you pray, you heard. I'm telling you, because you really talking to your higher self. Your higher self gonna send the message through the universe. That your higher self is Jesus. It is the Christ body, the Christ concept, or the Christ consciousness. And so when you send that energy up, that prayer up, your higher self is gonna lean to handle to try to manifest it, while your lower self is gonna try to do the opposite. Right? So, like, say you don't gotta don't try this at home. This ain't for everybody. Everybody don't got this bloodline. Like all about my Williams, they full-blooded witches. My people with AB blood type, you are AB negative. You are a psychic. Well, you're a powerful witch psychic. If you got AB negative blood type, somebody was just asking about the blood types, right? So the AB, and the reason why the A, especially A, you a high powered telepathic being, because you more connected to when we were before the upgrade happened with the you more connected to when we had our telepathic abilities before Enlil and them upgraded us to the type O blood type. We missing a lot of parts with our type O because the Anunnakis altered our DNA to slow us down a little bit. But by slowing us down, they sped us up unknowingly. Everything they tried to alter backfired on them. When you try to alter stuff in the without the universe approving it, it backfired on you. Right? But let's keep going. We got some more hot news. This more freezer spills, but I just wanted to make that clear on the freezer spills. Okay. So where were we? We was right there.
Update. Check in. So yesterday I took the night off from my midnight job, and I only did that because I wanted to go to my niece's graduation, right? Now my niece, she lives about 2-3 hours away from me, so of course I needed to take that night off because who finna drive back 3 hours just to come to work? So it ended up where I wasn't able to make it to my baby's graduation. And this is my only little snook. But I requested that night off, right? So when I spoke to, Karen, my boss, we'll call her that, she told me that I was not able to come in last night because she was like, I already did the schedule. I don't know nobody that wouldn't want they employee to come in if they had requests. It was a request. I requested. It wasn't like you had me off for that day. That was the day I was supposed to work. So, of course, I didn't go in last night. I enjoyed my day off, and I went to bed early. Tell me why I received a call from her at about 7:34 p.m. and she left a voicemail. Now, baby, you already told me not to come to work. You done told me enjoy my night. The schedule's already done. So, I thought you had to go to your niece's graduation. I said, yeah, but I'm not going to be able to make it. It's at like 9 in the morning. I don't get off from here until 6 in the morning. There's no way I'm going to be able to get off and drive 3 to 4 hours to go see my baby graduate. And still, it is what it is. I can come to work. Well, her reply was, enjoy your day off. The schedule's already done, and that'll put you at such and such amount of overtime. Why do it matter how much overtime I had, baby? You was doing like 70-some hours a week. Now, I told y'all I ended up putting her in the freezer, right? She called me at 7 o'clock at night on the night she told me not to come because now she told me her blood pressure is dangerously high and she wasn't able to come in this morning. So who do you think she called? Me. She wanted me to come in from my midnight shift last night that she told me not to come to enjoy my night because that would have gave me too much overtime. So she didn't come to work today. So not only was it like, you know what I'm saying, the whole like shaking and shit, and then you talking about you couldn't smell, taste, and it went from that to Next thing you know, you talk about your blood pressure is dangerously high and you cannot return to work right now. But you called me to come in for a shift that you already told me. Don't worry about it. The schedule already done. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know the freezer spell was gonna do all that. I did not know. And like I said, I do not wish harm on nobody. So, with that being said, my ancestors, they didn't took it a whole nother route. I guess they said, well, we gonna make it so that she don't come back to work. Now, I don't want no hurt, harm, or danger to come to anybody. So, like I said, please be advised. Do not do the freezer spell. Don't put nobody in a damn freezer if this is not something you really want. Okay? Now, call me what you want, but you can't call me no evil person. You cannot call me I'm not a devil worshiper. I did not do it with any ill intent. I didn't know it was going to like go from her, being sick to, taking a week off to then she came to work the next day and then she was shaking and like she looked like a corpse. I'm just gonna be 100. Like, she did not look good at all. And I did genuinely care. I genuinely checked on her. And when she called me last night, I just knew I knew it. I told you to let me come into work. I said, why can't I just come in for my shift if I requested it off? I'm resending my request. I want to resend it. Oh, that'll give you too much overtime and the schedule's already done. But you called me at 7 o'clock at night because you need me. Now you need me. So I didn't get to talk to her till this morning because now it was just wrecking my brain of why are you contacting me on my day off and at 7:35 at night. And when she told me that, she sounded really bad. She was like, my doctor said I can't do anything work related right now. My blood pressure is dangerously high. Baby, when I tell you I hung that phone up, I was like, I said, Lord, I didn't know all this was going to happen. But fear not of evildoers, for they shall soon be cut down like the withering grass. You see, you got to understand, what you put out is what you get. I didn't do this with any illness or hate in my heart. I did this because I simply was just crying out like, Lord, please help me. You see me trying, and I'm already having a hard.
I demand you to freeze, hands tied from your misdeeds. Your tongue is now cut. Your mouth is sewn shut. Your eyes will not see, nor covet for me. Your feet stay in place, no movement, no pace. In this ice that is cold, may this spell hold, till granted my release. May the issue be deceased, and the temperature does drop, and the bullshit does stop. This spell is now spun, and this work is now done.
It's funny that we're talking about freezer spills right now, and everybody snowed out, like in New York, everywhere. Everybody snowed out, like seeing, and they talking about the snow fake and this and that, right? So it's funny that we're talking about freezer spills. Let's get it.
The witch girls weren't lying when they said do the freezer spell. If you want to just like, I don't know. My intention for this freezer spell was to like get this person off my mind, but also like cause their life a little bit of a havoc. Come to find out, this man that is in this here, you see this, guys? Banish from my life. Listen, I didn't mean he needs to like get off the face of this earth, but this person was on some like stalking type of time with me. Like, it was very, very strange. So this has been in here for like 4 months. Haven't heard from him since. And I've also heard some crazy rumors about him that went public, as far as like him breaking rules with the law. Yeah, so I'm about to thaw this shit and toss it.
You about to take that freezer spell I showed y'all up a notch. You think you got somebody sending you evil eye? Co-workers, so-called friends can't keep your name out they mouth, out the gossip. That's okay, we got something for they ass. This first one is called the lemon freezer spell. I'm gonna get you a whole lemon. Cut it in half. Get you a piece of paper, write their full name on that piece of paper. If you know it. If not, go on and write what you know. Hold that paper away from you as many times as you can. Next, stick that piece of paper in between those lemon halves. You put that piece of paper in there, imagine you putting their name right where it belongs. In a sour mess because they love being bitter. Next, you want to go ahead and get a black string or thread. You're going to use this string or thread to tie it around the lemon. As you tying it around the lemon, you're going to repeat after me. As this lemon seals, so does your mouth. Insert their name and say, you have no power in my world. Never did, never will. Put it in that freezer and forget about it. Leave it in there as long as you feel you need to. Watch how fast they stop speaking on you. If you're feeling spiritually attacked, like drained, evil eye, weird ass vibe, this mirror reversal spell is for you. All the energy they send it, we about to send it right back to them. Tape your name or your picture to the back of the mirror. Sprinkle salt in a circle around it. Preferably black salt, but if you don't have that, table salt will do just fine. Flip that mirror over and light a candle in front of it. Repeat after me. Turn to sender. What you send, you now hold. I return tenfold. Leave that mirror facing a door or a window. Bet you they gonna feel it. But one of them shuts the mouth, the other blocks the mess. These are not for revenge. These are for protection. Spirit said, don't play with you this season. Of course, you know for all of your hoodoo needs, classes, consultation, herbal product, events, the list goes on. We got you at U Botanica. Make sure you click the link in my bio. Speaking of events, Atlanta Yaya Soul Jam session is going down April 25th and 26th. At midnight tonight, the price is going.
Whatever you do, if you put someone in the freezer, do not take them out. If you've never put anyone in the freezer before, it's basically taking someone that is provoking you, being violent towards you, being a bully, something like that. You can't be provoking them. It has to be one-sided. And you put them in the freezer. Retaliation is different, by the way. You put them, you write their name or have their picture, put a partition around it. This person has stopped bothering me. All my problems have gone away in regards to this person. And, you know, make your own thing, make it special, fold it away from you, put it in a sandwich bag, put some hot sauce on it, some black salt, put some ashes on it. Wrap that thing up in a black string. I missed some details, but I can show you later. And put it in the freezer, close it. I've only done this twice and once for my husband, and it's worked every time. And let me tell you why you shouldn't take these people out the freezer. So our freezer just stopped working. The whole fridge just stopped working, and I'm cleaning it out, and I see all my cemetery of people, and I grab them like, oh man, you know, I wonder if the spell breaks if the freezer is no longer a freezer. So I get a new freezer. I put them back. You know, of course, because I do not want to see these people. I go to work. Y'all. I think it was just 1 week after this. Maybe not in a week. I'm walking to the barista counter. And my friend, she says, Gina. I said, what? She said, look who's coming in. She shows me the paper, and I said, ew, so loud. It was the person I had put in the freezer. I had not seen this person in 2 years, and they were coming to my job to get coffee, and she said, she bust out laughing, and she was like, it's your best friend. Of course, you know. Yo, she came up there. Of course, I didn't speak. I didn't look at her, nothing like that, and I was like, oh my God, is the spell board broken? I don't even care no more. We've been away from each other for 2 years, but, you know, there's no relationship there anymore. But I'm just warning y'all, do not. If it happens and your freezer breaks, do the whole spell all over again. Because.
So let me tell y'all the consequences of doing a freezer spell. There are none. Go put them in the freezer. Go put that bill in the freezer. Put the amount, say that it's paid in full, and go calm your nervous system. That's what the freezer spells are for.
If somebody's fucked you over, take a piece of paper. Write their name on the piece of paper.
Yeah, so this part we're gonna get into the shoe trick, right? So those parts were the freezer spills. Now you could do it's different things you can add to those freezer spills, like hot sauce. Some people add black seed, all different things. It depends on what you're trying to what the goal is you're trying to accomplish, right? In your alchemy. But most time, if you write down just a simple freezer spell, if you write the person's name down, if you got their date of birth, that makes it even stronger and better. And on the back of that sheet of paper, you write, whatever you want them to stop doing, right? And then freeze it. Now, it's critical to remember when you're doing some of the spells, when you're doing like folding the paper, if you wanted to go away from you, you fold it away. If you wanted, like I say, if you're doing a love spell or something like that, and you wanted to come towards you, because we're dealing with polarities, we're dealing with magnetism. All this stuff is real, right? And I'll lead. It's 7 rules to this alchemical game. And tomorrow at 6:00 a.m., that tape gonna drop on the video side where Tahuti break down the 7 rules. But one of them rules is the opposite attract, reverse polarities, rhythm, timing. Like I was telling you, like cause and effect. Cause and effect is another a part of this game, right? It's a cause because people say karma is not real, but cause and effect, uh, cause and effect, and the polarity game creates karma. Those two root laws create karma laws. Where what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. Same thing. It's the same thing. That those two laws, universal laws, create that. So whatever you dish out, be ready to get back if your intentions wasn't good on it. If you're just doing these people for no reason, just to be mean, be expecting the effect from that, the cause that you caused, or the problem that you caused. Let's go. So now you're going to go into the more of the shoe spills.
If somebody's fucked you over, take a piece of paper, write their name on the piece of paper, fold the piece of paper away from you 3 times with the intention of all the bad shit that you want to happen. Put the piece of paper in your left shoe. Put your shoe on and walk all over them all day. You're welcome.
Grab a pen and paper and I'll teach you how to hex a bitch. This comes with 3 disclaimers. Disclaimer 1, protection is the most important part of hexing. If you are not protected, do not hex. Disclaimer 2, I do not believe in the rule of 3. If you believe in the rule of 3, that's really cool. I don't, so don't comment about it. With all that said, remember you are karma, and so it's important that you are fair. The disclaimers out of the way, let's talk about the hex. Grab a jar. Any jar will work as long as it has a screw top that you can seal. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and write the person's name down, but with each and every letter, I want you to imagine what does it feel like to be angry with them, the color of their eyes, the color of their hair, the last thing they said to you, all the things that remind you of them as you're writing the name down. See, when it comes to hexing and magic in general, intention is everything. It's very important that you're focused while you're doing this. Once you've written their name down, put it in the jar. Then I want you to ravage your kitchen for anything spicy, hot peppers, crushed pepper, Frank's hot sauce. I don't care. If it's hot, the hotter the better. Bring it. I want you to grab a little bit of rice. You need to make sure that you have some water available. Most important of all, vinegar. Vinegar is the fire ingredient. It's what binds everything together and sets this on the path that it's going to go down. Once you have all of those things, then it's really up to you, my dear. Get wild. You know what I mean? What grosses you out? Put that in it. Do you have a cat or a dog that poop? Collect it. Put it in the jar. Do you have any old moldy food? The grosser, the better. I personally like to keep some moldy like lime around. A moldy lime, perfect for a hex. But if you don't have anything super gross, some rusty nails will work. I usually find mine around construction sites. A couple baneful crystals, or crystals that you can use for baneful magic. Onyx. Onyx will make anything more aggressive. And you can program an amethyst to make someone self-loathing and paranoid. Make sure that there's always a little room to put water in it as well. It's important. Once you have everything mixed together, really just disgusting, seal that shit up. I don't care if you have to use Elmer's glue or hot glue or wax. I don't care. Tape it. But once you've got it sealed, put that sweet little pot in the freezer. The water's going to freeze and everything with it. And it's going to cause that person to be suspended. Suspended in drama. And then every time you open the freezer, talk shit to it. Good luck.
Oh yeah, she a cold, twisted alchemist. She a mad scientist. Hey, yeah. So, keep in mind, this was done to Doc. They didn't do it. They did a casket spell on Doc, where they put his picture inside of a casket through dog shit and monkey shit and horse shit and spit and pit and feces. Like, it's a nasty thing like that. Ty Legit talk about it on one of them tapes we put out called "The Real Reason Why Malachi Locked Up." So some witches got together and did a spell on Doc to keep him locked up. And another thing I want to point out too, I'm gonna do a tape on called the witch supply list. We're gonna tell you about vinegar, cinnamon, burdock root, mandrakes. You know what I'm saying? The whole list of what even the herbs that you can use just for just healing normal stuff like elderberry. They say they snake berries. They found them right there in the backyard. But yeah, so it's different. They did that ritual. It's people out here doing rituals on people. The shit is really going on. And if you don't want to cast the spells, it is good to know what's going on so that if you see it, you can know what it is. It's like because people fear the unknown. And people say, "Oh, I want to know that," and then they be the ones getting the spells cast on them, and then they looking crazy like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on." Yeah, because somebody put a hex on your punk ass. That's why. Because you don't know that it's really we in a different time now. So everything finna speed up. We don't got enough weapons to fight them with tanks and all that. Tanks and they got a whole Delta Force, all this. But we got this. Our ancestors left us with this. And so if you don't want to learn it and you don't want to have be part of this, because just think about it. What if everybody right now that wanted this dude Bill Gates to stop buying land and stop doing what he's doing to the little kids, and they write his name down and his birthday on a piece of paper, fold it away from him and put it in their left shoe, and then 300 people do that and walk around with it. 300 people walk around with Bill Gates in their shoe saying they want him to stop buying land or do freezer spells stopping him from buying land or stopping these people from whatever they doing. Say if 3 or 4 people, 100, 200 people start doing it at one time, imagine the power that we bring just by, and we don't gotta have no gun. They can't stop us from doing it. They can't say, "Oh, that's illegal," because the Constitution. Well, we left the Constitution to protect us so we can still bring it back up when the time comes under the First Amendment. They practicing satanic stuff. Ronald Reagan gave, and people think that this satanic. Nah, it's a difference. We as witches don't even believe in the devil. We don't even think. We know that the devil is our lower self. People going around blaming some external or outside source for what their own establishment that they do. And then when they do good, they blame the God, which is their higher self. So in the alchemical community, we know that there's 3 U's. There's a higher you, a lower you, and then there's the you and the now. I broke this down on Black Magic channel. right? So we don't even. So when you go talking to God and the devil, a real witch, it's gonna be like we don't like we ain't confused. We know what you're saying, but that ain't what how we think of things. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let me grab some more for you. We got more. Let's get more into some heavy duty stuff. All right, that was
Baby, can somebody say cayenne pepper? That cayenne pepper. Let me tell you something about this cayenne and how you use this cayenne pepper. So, what you do with this pepper right here, when you got somebody that just keeps trying you over and over and over again, and you done took all that you can take, you go grab yourself a little pinch of this cayenne pepper. Now, if this person is in your home, you take a little pinch of this cayenne pepper and you put it around the front door, the first line of the front door, okay? Make you a little line or put it underneath the welcome mat outside. And when you are putting there, you set their intentions. When this motherfucker get on my nerves and they will not shut the fuck up or they being petty, every time they do that shit, they are going to feel fire shut up in their bones. And I swear to God, baby, let me tell you something. I tried this shit one day, man. And the person that just kept playing and kept picking and being petty, man, when I tell you, that motherfucker jumped up and said, baby, it's hot in here. What is the temperature? I said, baby. I said, it's 52 degrees outside. That cayenne pepper didn't get that ass. Yeah. So especially when y'all got a boss or something like that that's just irritating, put some of this shit around the front door of your job and say it. When that motherfucker get on my nerves, he want to be petty or unfair or racist, he shall feel fire shut up in his bones. And I promise you, baby, he gonna run out that motherfucking office. Also, guys, if y'all need a protection ritual, it's donation-based, man. Inbox me ASAP, inbox me ASAP, inbox me ASAP.
So you guys want to make somebody's life miserable? Well, I can show you how to do that. But I suggest not doing this unless this person absolutely 100% deserves it, okay? Because this really works. All right, we're going to start off with a dirty jar. This is a jar that I used for one of my old spells. Torn piece of paper, like always. We're going to write their full name and their date of birth on this piece of paper. We're going to crumble it up. We're not holding it, we're crumbling it up. We want this to cause chaos, okay? We're crumbling it up, throwing it in the jar. Then we're going to put in garlic. It could be garlic powder, garlic salt, or just garlic, however you want to do it. Garlic causes disgust and repulsion. That's what we want, okay? Next, we're going to put in some ants. I got some ants in here. Oop, there's one. Put that. Ants eat away at happiness. So let's put some ants in there. Okay? Then we're going to put in some pins. I have 5 pins. I'm putting those in there because pins, they cause agony. And I'll show you why we're putting pins in there in a minute, okay? Then we're gonna put in a rotten jalapeno because this is going to rot and decay, just like we want their life to do, okay? Then we're gonna top it off with some urine. Pour that in there, pop that down in there. We're gonna seal this up. Then you're gonna take a black string. You're gonna tie a black string around this. And we're gonna take this outside and we're gonna hang it from a tree. Come on. And then you tie it up in a tree and you forget about it. So every time the wind blows, their life becomes more chaotic.
Yeah, in this video, I want to talk about how to control somebody or how to destroy somebody by putting their name either on the right or the left shoe. When you're actually controlling somebody, what you want to do is you want to put their name and put it on your right shoe. The right shoe represents control. It represents dominance. That's when it comes to shoe work. And if you want to put it on your left, if you want to do it on your left, that means because you want to destroy somebody, because that person might be messing with you or that person might be trying to get you in trouble. So this is not destroying somebody in a form of a negative way. Well, it is in a way, but it's more protecting you. Like, for instance, somebody messing with you at your job, you put their name on your left shoe, and what you do is you actually, with your intentions, think about either for them to leave their job or leave you alone, and then the right to control them. Stay tuned for the next video so you already know what to do.
put their name in a bottle like this. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate to us how you can attract this kind of specific favor from a specific person of your choice. It's either a woman or a man, but you'll be highly favored by this person on a continuous basis. So if you are new here, please don't go without following me. Okay, follow me here, and we normally come here with different recipes that are very, very instant that can help you. Okay, so now get yourself a bottle like this, then get a white paper, write the name of the person. Write the name of the person on the paper. So when you write the name, just the name of that person, and then under the name you write, you must favor me. I must be favored by you on a continuous basis. It could be your boss in the office, it could be your loved one, it could be it can be a male or a female, it depends. Okay, so once you do that, then you are going to fold the paper towards you. Fold it towards you. Then get a bottle water. Yes, let the water be halfway like this. You are going to put that white, it should be a white paper. Then you get salt, normal salt, that salt that they used to cook in the kitchen. Yes, put it inside, put the name inside the water, then put salt, like a tablespoon of salt, or even a teaspoon of salt, or a handful of salt. Just pour it inside. Yes, close it, then you shake it, you call the name of that person, pray, ask for that particular thing. It must be something that will not harm the person. Always do recipe that will not harm anybody. Okay, so you will see instant results.
All right. This is how you tie a person to you so that he or she doesn't go wandering around, gallivanting around. Okay, all you need is a piece of yarn, preferably red yarn. I know you're going to tell, can it be some, preferably, follow the video. Follow the video, my friends, because then it's something different. A piece of this paper, okay? I'm going to show you. Okay, you're just going to kind of cut it around like this because of the energy. So there's no straight cut, okay? The energies, the powerful energies go in. You're going to put your name, okay? Your name. So I'm going to do my name, first and last, okay? And I'm going to put his name or your loved one's name. Loved one. And again, your name, my name, okay? As so. I'm going to do one more thing right here.
Here it is, an onion, a marker. Anything that the enemy had for you, reverse it back, man. So you come, so you have to go. What you don't like for others, for yourself, don't give it to others. It's anything what the enemy had sent my way, and it's not of Christ, I rebuke you. You must cry. I mean, I touch you. Go away. You're wicked. The Bible said, no weapon that form up against you should not prosper. Move, enemy. Move out of my way. Go away. You're wicked. Send it back to you 7 times 7-fold. Move on. Find your way back. Anywhere you come from, find it. Not tell no lie on people. Not try if you hold down people. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And left this. And you win that. For 7 days and see what happened to the dirty enemy them.
Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Okay, so have y'all ever put a love spell on somebody? You haven't? You want to? You sure? Okay. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so this is what you do. First thing first, you need to get you like, get you a piece of paper. Preferably like a print paper, like print paper. Get you print paper. Get you a red or a black pen. No, get you a black or a blue pen. Write that person's name. Write their birthday. To make it even better, to like have it like to work like that. If you got some type of fragrance or some type of hair that you can add, then that'll be good too. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get the paper, write their information, write their name, their birthday, all that other stuff. Write what you want from that person. Like if you want that person to love you, you want that person to respect you, you want that person to be obsessed with you, you want that person to like whatever you want that person to do to you, make sure you write it on paper. Now this is very important. When you fold the paper towards you, because it's like it's sending a message to you, okay? So make sure you fold the paper to where you folding it towards you. So the out part could be like, you know what I mean, like the flappy part's supposed to be pointing towards you, okay? Then once you do that, you're gonna put it at the bottom of your shoe and walk around with it for a couple hours, okay? I prefer you to do this when you at work or when you going grocery shopping or working out, something like that, okay? Because that's another message that is sending to the universe. So once you get through doing it, keep that same piece of paper, go home, put it up under your pillow, sleep with that pillow. When that man ring your line, just let me know. Trigger warning, okay? If the motherfucker become obsessed, y'all don't put on there talking about you want a motherfucker to be obsessed. I really was just playing. Don't get on there talking about you want somebody to be obsessed with you, because baby, it might not end well, okay? Y'all have to take this shit serious. I be feeling like some people be playing and they don't take it serious. Y'all better take this shit serious, because I'm trying to tell you, that man gonna be calling your phone, okay? He gonna be calling your phone. As soon as you do the spell, he gonna be calling your phone, okay? And he might not stop calling your phone. You might have to change your phone number, okay? Like, it gets that deep. And I'm gonna do another video on how to break it, you know, if it get out of hand. Y'all, I be hearing stuff every motherfucking time. I be hearing stuff. I'm gonna do another spell. Oh Lord, I'm gonna do another spell or whatever, and it's just gonna be like a reverse spell. So if everything get out of hand and you can't take it, and you know this person acting a little too strange, this spell it'll shake them back, okay? It'll shake back, okay? So yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Let's talk about the honey jar love spell. This spell is about sweetness and attraction. Perfect for drawing love into your life. So here's what you're gonna need. A small glass jar with a lid, a mason jar, honey, a piece of parchment paper, a red pen, a pink candle. These two are optional. Rose petals or lavender. Those just help bring in the extra love energy, if you know what I mean. The first thing you want to do is find a quiet space. You want to cleanse your area. So with incense, Florida water, whatever it is that you use to cleanse. You want to set your intentions. What is it that you're trying to achieve? Who is it that you're trying to attract towards you? Always go into it with the best intention. Always be clear that you don't want to cause harm or hurt to anyone. Also, that you don't want to impose on anyone's free will. This is where love spells can get tricky, and why I don't do them myself. However, y'all asked, so here you go. After you've cleansed your area, you set your intentions to attract your love to you. You want to go ahead and write your desire on the piece of parchment paper. On the piece of paper, you want to write your name, the name of the person that you're trying to attract towards you. You want to be very specific in what you're looking for and the qualities that you're looking for. If you don't have a specific person in mind, then go ahead and just write out the qualities of the person that you desire. Again, be very specific. When you're done writing on the paper, you want to fold the paper towards you. Because this is a love spell and you want to attract this person to you, then you want to fold the paper towards you. If this was a banishing spell, then you will fold the paper away from you. Depending on the size of the paper, you can fold it towards you between 3 and 6 times. Now it's time to add the sweetness. So the paper that you folded, you want to put it in the jar. You're going to pour the honey on top of the paper, completely covering it. While you're covering the paper, you want to visualize the love that you're trying to attract towards you. You want to repeat this: as this honey is sweet, so will our love be. As it flows, so will our hearts merge. Sweet love, come to me. Once the paper is covered completely with honey and you're done reciting what I just said, you want to go ahead and sprinkle the lavender or the rose petals, if you have those, and close the jar. As I mentioned before, the lavender and the rose petals are optional, so if you don't have those, that's okay. Go ahead and seal the jar. Next, you want to place the pink candle on top of the jar and light it. When you light it, focus on the flame. Set your intentions again. Think about the person or the qualities of the person that you're trying to attract. Now, for the next 7 days, you want to hold the jar in your hand, each rising and each evening, repeating this: sweet love, come to me. With this honey, our hearts will be. Keep the jar in a safe place and trust in the magic that you just created. Remember, this is about attracting pure, healthy love. These are basic spells, but if you're looking for something more advanced, go ahead and click the link in my bio. I am offering ebooks, courses, merch.
So if you have somebody in your life that you want to get out of your life and you don't have a way to get them out of your life, and you're prepared for them to leave your life, that's very important. Here's a spell to make people leave your life. What you're going to do is you're going to need a black bottle. Not a black bottle, but a dark bottle. Like Coca-Cola used to come in, or how beer cans, some beer bottles, like Miller Lite beer bottles, or you know what I'm talking about. It's not actually black, but it's like brown. It's dark brown. That's what we call a black bottle spell. We use those bottles. It's not an actual black bottle. I gotta emphasize on that. So you're gonna need one of those dark glass bottles. And you're gonna need a petition, which is a small piece of paper where you write what you want. The petition should be done on parchment paper, or you know how those brown shopping bags used to look? Like from Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or Aldi's. It's that type of paper. That's the best paper to use for spells. If you don't have that, you can use regular white paper because it's all coming from wood. Spiritual women typically use brown bag paper, parchment paper when we doing petitions. You're going to write out how you want, you don't got to say how you want this person to leave, but you can. If you got a specific way, you like, I want you to go back home to your family, or I want you to stop speaking to me and never come back around, then you can write all that out. Just write out that you want this person to leave you alone and you want this person to go out of your life. And it could be as detailed as you want it to be. Then you're going to roll that paper away from you into a scroll. And then you're going to stuff that scroll in the bottle. And when you put the scroll in the bottle, you're going to make this mixture called hot foot powder. It's made out of equal parts cayenne pepper, red cayenne pepper that you cook with, black pepper that you cook with, and salt that you cook with. Make equal parts of these 3 things, and it doesn't have to fill the bottle up, but it does need to be quite a bit. I would say like that much. Sprinkle that in there on top of the petition paper. Then you can ball up some more paper into like a little ball for a cork for the bottle to make sure that nothing comes out of it. You're going to take this to a dumpster, throw it, and throw it over your head, and don't look back, keep walking. And that person is going to leave your life. If you want to take it a step further, and this is a narcissist that you live with, and you want them to leave, please understand how powerful this spell is and how fast this spell works. This spell is not a game. I promise you it's not. Be prepared for that person to leave. If that person is paying half the bills or most of the bills and you're trying to get them to leave, you're going to be SOL. It's going to be a bad situation. So don't do that unless you are prepared for this person to go away. You're going to get that little mixture, the same mixture, just get a little bit. And make sure you're wearing gloves. Don't touch this with your hands. Don't breathe it in either. Be very careful with hot foot powder. Try not to spill it anywhere. You're going to sprinkle a little bit of that in their shoes. They're going to go away. I don't know. It's be different ways. It's like they come to their own realization like, okay, I want to leave.
it's never like something bad, terrible happens to them, unless that's your intention and you doing other stuff with this hot foot powder. But if you are just doing regular hot foot powder, it just makes a person go away. Okay? So you can sprinkle a little bit in their shoes and they will go away. So like I said, be prepared for that to happen. Don't be up the creek without a powder. And it will end a relationship. So don't do this to people that you just going through your emotions and you're like, oh, I want this person to leave me alone, but you ain't really sat there and thought through it. Don't do this. Do this for when you are miserable, when a person is literally making you miserable and they won't go away and you have no way to make them leave you alone. But you feel like you know for a fact your peace is on the other side of them leaving you alone. That's when you do this. Okay? So if you got any questions, let me know.
Please be careful of this method. It is so powerful and it works every single time for me. Literally every single time. Just be careful because he will become obsessed. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get his name, your name, the date of today, this exact symbol, 1111, well 111, 3333. Fold it towards you 3 times and then burn it. That's it. Burn it. Then, what you're going to want to do, to make it, you don't have to do this, but to make it extra powerful, get a bay leaf, write his name on a bay leaf, burn the bay leaf, put cinnamon powder within the bay leaf, ash, and then put all the paper and everything, and then blow it into the wind, put it into soil, put it in the sea, just return it, anything to nature, back into the earth. Be careful.
Let's quickly talk about this love spell that you can do that will give you instant, quick, and reliable results that doesn't fade. Okay, you're going to get yourself a paper like this. It shouldn't be yellow, it can be any color of paper, it doesn't matter. Okay, so get yourself a paper like this. Could be white, could be brown, could be any color, even if it has line. Yes, just get yourself a pen. Okay, black pen, it should be black color. Write the name of your loved one on that paper. Okay, then get salt, put the salt in the middle of the paper, that's on top of that name. Fold it towards you like this, towards you. Turn it, fold it towards you. Turn it, fold it towards you. Make sure that you fold it in such a way that that salt will not spill. So the next thing is, get your shoe. It should be a shoe that, maybe flat shoe, something that is covered, something that you can just actually put your leg inside. When you put your leg inside, the shoe that can cover your leg, like cuff shoe, cover shoe, sneaker, any shoe like that, just lift the shoe up, open it, put this paper inside your dominant leg. When we say dominant leg, we're talking about your right foot. Okay, your right leg. Yes, put it inside the shoe of your right leg. Okay, put it inside. Then you are going to wear this shoe intentionally for 7 days. Yes, I'm not saying you should be sleeping with the shoe, but you can wear this shoe. Maybe when going out, you wear it. When going out, you wear it. When going out, you wear it. Even if you're not going anywhere, just make sure you wear that shoe around the house at least for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, depends, 1 hour. Wear that shoe every day for 7 days consistently. Okay, so whoever it is, that person that you care for, that person that you want, will be in love with you. They will come back, and if they are already with you, they will stay true with you. Make sure that you love this person before you do this particular spell. If you don't love that person and you are doing it on a selfish ground, it will not work for you. Okay, but if you really love this person, then do it and then leave the rest to God. You'll be amazed at how things will work out fine for you. We'll be coming up with more of this Please, if my content make any sense to you, follow me here and please
put a spell on your name so every time the haters talk about you, you become more successful, more beautiful, more loved, richer, whatever it is you desire. So I use a purple candle. I write my full name on the candle, and on a piece of paper, I write my spell. Then with oils, I dress my candle with rosemary. And honestly, all you really need is a candle, but I love to be extra over here, so I use rosemary. Then I also use a bay leaf that I also speak my intention into it. Then I just put my candle on a fire-safe plate and I light it. And as the candle is consuming itself, I meditate on my intention. And once it's all done, I put the piece of paper on my phone case. You could also carry it in your purse or even put it in a plant. And every time you water the plant, you recite your intention. I hope this helps.
If you are looking to do this, and I'm going to give you general descriptions of the colors, and you then would be able to get the candle with the appropriate color for whatever appropriate work you're doing. So for candles, and let me say this, and this is why you would do a candle. When you light that flame on a candle, the flickering flame, by focusing on that flame, you then go into alpha state. You then go into a meditative state. So whatever you have lit that candle for, you then start to program that intention through the flame into your subconscious mind to therefore create that reality. By doing this, that's how the candle works. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
They call this light resonating on the astral plane. It resonates on the astral plane because you let it resonate in your mind. So looking at the flame, when you light the candle with your intention, spend some time staring at that flame until you feel you made your point for whatever you lit that candle. That's the importance of candle magic. For the color red, red is for passion, energy, power, strength, courage, achievement, magnetism, counteract fatigue and anger. Orange, attraction, motivation, mental energy, clear thinking, harmony, expansion, happiness. Yellow, communications, mental clarity, healing, cooperation, friendship, business, success, prosperity, reduces fevers, and stops nervousness. Green, money, balance, promotions, job finding, fertility, prosperity, and brotherly love. Light blue, peace, calm, healing, relieve stress, friendship, hope, meditation, decision making, emotional balance. Royal blue, truth, self-awareness, dreams, protection, removes guilt, protection from negative vibes. Purple, intuition, power, spiritual communication, influences those in high positions. Brown, endurance, stability, home, security, material to get things to materialize and help in court. Black, removes or places hexes. So black, if you want to place a hex, you can use black. If you want to remove one, you also use black. Negativity, hatred, and evil spells, depending on your focus. White, protection, meditation, blessing, purity, health, and spiritual growth. Gray, neutralizing, stop stress, masking, veiling, and hesitation. Lavender, spiritual development, psychic growth, divination, blessing, sensitivity. Pink, emotional love, romances, new loves, a come-to-me spell, friendship. For gold, solar energy, power, physical strength, success, achievement, mental growth. White and green together, protection of your money, i.e. protecting your investment. White and pink, protecting the harmony of a love relationship that already exists. White and black, jinx removing or removing nasty vibes. White and purple, and I'm saying these are the combinations. White and purple, excellent meditation candles. White and blue, protection with peace in the home. White and yellow, cleansing of your aura. White and orange, blessing and harmony in the home. White and red, protects your health. White and brown, protects the children and your pets. Green and brown, attracting a good job, proper home. Green and blue, prosperity. Green and purple, attracting large amounts of money. Green and black, banishing poverty or money problems. Red and brown, favor in legal matters. Red and black, reversing negativity or evil to sender. Red and purple, conquering difficult situations. Red and green, power, money boost, and raises and promotions on your job. Purple and blue, prophetic dreams. Blue and black, removing depression. Yellow and red, attracting love. Yellow and green, attracting success and money. Yellow and blue, achieving balance. Yellow and brown, renting or selling a home, success in that place. Yellow and black, banishing bad luck, removing blocks in your success. Yellow and purple, promotions, new endeavors. Yellow and orange, attracting success, fast luck. Orange and red, attracting a perfect mate, solar energy. Orange and yellow, attracting success in the arts and music. Orange and green, balance and expansion, fast luck. Orange and purple, aids in studying, also power and strength. Orange and brown, attracts harmony, business, success. Orange and blue, happiness, harmony, peace, and clarity. Orange and black, removing blocks in business and success. Pink and green, attracting a mate with money. Pink and red, romance and lust in a relationship. Pink and purple, come to me power. Pink and blue, peace and harmony. And finally, pink and brown, happiness and stability.
Y'all, contrary to popular belief, spirits don't work for you. They work with you. And they don't have to do that either. So please get out of the mindset that, oh, well, I'm going to my uncle and he don't play about me and he gonna do this and he gonna do it. Your uncle don't have to do shit. Because if he don't want to do it, even though he in the spirit world, he don't have to do it. And then if he do it for you this time, and say your uncle want, I'll say some rum or something like that, and you don't give it to him, and you go back and ask him again, he might do it for you. But then again, guess what? He might not. So, yeah, spirits don't work for you. They work with you. So don't think that you got a spirit that you got bound to you that got to work.
What is spiritual conjuring? Conjuring is when you bring something forth from the spiritual realm and you make it physical. So it's simply going to be calling something forth by the powers that be, using the forces to bring it, to transform the energy from spiritual where you can't see it to physical where you can. Some people do conjuring based upon your zodiac sign and your placement, what that energy is being ruled by and so forth. I don't do that. I do it based upon what's in your blood. Hence the blood type connection, woke is F course, by blood type. Because your blood has memory. Your blood is also ruled by the 4 elemental forces in this land: air, water, earth, and fire. The biblical text talked about the blood, the power of the blood. Do you know the power of your blood? Because it's really going to help you conjuring. People will ask, are you a blood witch? Is it in your bloodline? The blood has the power to bring forth forces from the spiritual realm into the physical reality. And so that's why I'm a blood type connection catalyst, because I understand that there's power in that blood. Oh, you're not going to forget about this blood. You're not about to forget and disrespect that force, that elemental force, because that's your superpower. And a lot of blood types don't find out until they start working with candles, for example, and they was trying to manifest something like, oh my God, it instantly manifested. Or they was just thinking something and it had happened. That's your gang. When you find that out, when you learn that about yourself, now you could conjure up things for your physical reality effortlessly because you're working with the force that's running through your blood. The Woke is That Blood Type Connection course is available. Link in my bio, solthearthpub.org. Is also going to share with you your strengths in your personality, your weaknesses, your trauma, your compatible partners, your sex drive. Oh, the blood. We sung it in church all the time. Oh, the blood done signed my name. The blood is that force. But just like the avatar, now, you got to be able to manipulate all the elements. Your fire, yours, you still got to understand water. Now, you can't just be tearing up everything. Right? So now you know what conjuring is. And your ability to conjure has a force that you're good at. if you know what your bloodline is, but only if you've been studying and get to know yourself. Because to know yourself is to know God. Find out your blood type. And even if you don't know your blood type, that's available. The first button on my website is how do I find out my blood type. What is conjuring is very important for you to know in this realm. The force is always with you, not outside. Okay, bye.
Hey guys, I want to break down a little bit of working with spirits. Now, whether that's deities, angels, demons, fairies, dragons, whatever it is, whatever you choose to work with, orishas, whatever, right? When it comes to working with these energies and these entities, these beings, whatever you want to call them, spirits, whatever you choose to call them, it's always best to work with the energies that you feel drawn to or closest to the most, like the ones that really resonate with you. Never go out looking to work with spirits that you see everybody else working with, or you see the new fads. Like, oh, I see everybody online working with Papa Legba. I see everybody online working with Oshun and Ogun. I see everybody online working with fucking Odin. Like, nah, just because they're doing it does not mean A, that they're having fun. They're working with that entity they say they're working with, and B, that they're getting the results. So I wouldn't even get lost in none of that. The minute you start doing this, the minute you fuck yourself up. You don't want to mess yourself up in this. This is all about you and making sure you're great and you're safe. Also, if you never did the amount of shadow work needed to be done, these entities, like if you say you start choosing to work with darker entities, like some of the demons, right? You want to choose to work with some demons. If you ain't done the proper shadow work, that should have fucked you up, right? You start working with some of these trickster energies and entities. You ain't do the shadow work, you ain't do the healing, you don't know your insecurities, your triggers, all these things. You'll get used and abused left and right. You'll end up fucked up. I'm telling you from shit I've seen. My suggestion is work with what's in your ancestry. The spirits that your ancestors work with, right? The energies that you feel drawn to or reached out to you or called to you. You know, once you start researching these things and you start peeping the patterns associated with these spirits, you'll realize how in the physical life around you they're reaching out to you. Right? If it's a fucking raven you see and you know that's associated with such and such, or whether you're constantly seeing certain colors, you know they're associated with such and such, and you'll be able to piece together who's reaching out. And that's the ones you need to reach out to first. Never go searching, because when you go searching, some shit will find you. And if it get a hold of your ass, it might not let go. This shit is...
The word ritual is right. Somebody that feels that they have the right to say what they say, they're going to say it. Somebody feels that they have the right to do what they do, they're going to do it. And if they're sure what they're doing and you're not, you're kind of provoked to follow what their right is until you find out what your right is. And when you find out what your right is, they get upset with you because now you're going to turn away from them and do what's right for you, which is your birthright. They'll take that from you in a heartbeat due to confusion. They don't want you to know what they up to when they doing it. You know, one of the best spells that works on people on an average is fear. Fear is a spell because it's the energy that works deep in your gut. And if they can get you afraid, then they can get you to follow them. If you're not afraid, well, then you deflect the magic they try to put on you. They try to come at you from another angle. If fear don't work on you, then they'll try to use loyalty. Every word is a spell. Think about it. You got to spell it out when you write it down. And when you write it, that's whoever has the right to cast the spell. See, that's why I was explaining a long time ago, you got to write the spells we wrote on the reed, we wrote on a tablet. Before we was doing that, we were scratching the surface of things to imprint the symbols, to leave the spell. If you ever walked in a dark cave back in the ancient times before books was written, and you seen a bunch of inscriptions on the wall of people getting murdered, you're not going to go all the way in that cave. You're going to turn right around, not knowing that what's at the end of that cave is a pot of gold. But you never went to get the gold because you seen all the murdered bodies on the wall. You turn right around like, I ain't trying to look like this. Well, somebody that was smart enough to put the image up here on the wall could put it in your brain. When they put that image in your brain, not to go any further, you won't. Unless you can swallow that and go, I'm moving forward. Y'all go ahead and go back. I'm going to go on in. See? Stuff like that has been happening for eons to keep people away from the treasure. You'll never go as far as to go get the treasure if somebody can scare you away from it.
Hey, that whole video right there is in the playlist. The Hogwarts School playlist, right? And you can go check it out, right? That's with 15 Elder breaking down the cast, how spells were casted and we're using words, right? We can get into that a little bit. Who up with us, man? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. But everybody hit that like, man. We got about 180 some people. We could get into that, man. Let's talk a little bit. We had to roll a little bit. So we're talking about spirit work. They banned that. They call it for familiar spirits. They working for familiar spirits. Yeah, I got V mode. It's Quan Swillion. My real name. This right here. This is what it is right here. What I was gonna say. Yeah, so that 15 Elder is the one that taught me he like one of my teachers in the school of wizardry when I was going to that school, the school of wizardry, right? And the Maryland magician and all that, like so those words, we had a think tank for like 5 years almost where the elders sit in and we used to chop it up all the time. We used to record it on Zoom. And some of them recordings we got loaded up. But that full video, like I said, is in the Hogwarts playlist. It's called Raziel Circumology Part 3. Yeah, but so, and this is the part that 15 taught me about about how the words spells. But it's not just the words that they say, it's the intent and the energy that they put behind the words. Like if somebody curse you out, if they don't curse you out a certain way, it don't feel the same. Like they can just, if they curse you out in all soft tones and like, I don't like F you and this and that. They talk it like that, you ain't gonna take them serious. But if they say it with a certain type of energy behind it, if they put that chi, if they put that who, that creative force, if when your grandma say get your behind up in here, and she put that chi behind it, that chi can go a lot of ways. You can spend that chi a lot. That can be your cheeks, your ass cheeks, if you're gonna be burning. If you know what I'm saying, get your behind off up in here. That can go all that chi can go a whole bunch of ways because Big Mama got a lot of ways she can work her chi. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, Big Paul, he can work he can with his voice and his seriousness and his intentions on what he's saying, he can get you to move pretty fast too. A Big Paul can get you to move pretty fast if he give you a look. It's a look. It's like I ain't jack. Hey, look, this look right here mean I ain't jacking around. That's what that look mean. I ain't jacking around and I ain't saying it twice. That's what that look mean. If I had to say this twice, if you had to make me get up, now make me get up from my chair, right? That's all alchemy. That's all spell work. But you know what I'm saying? That's all wizardry, right? Like even persuasion, persuading somebody is a form of wizardry and alchemy. Like having some of these brothers who got the gift of gab, who could speak, who could electrify the crowd. It's all witchcraft and alchemy. All the pastors, that's the good, in order to be a good pastor, you got to be a good wizard. A pastor that ain't no good wizard don't got that many members. I'm telling you, man. And he got to have, not only that he got to have a good wizard, if he can have a whole bunch of members without, it'd be a good wizard. But if he a real good wizard, he'll hire another wizard who's a minister of music. Because Tahuti was a minister of music in the heavens. He wrote a lot of pieces, right? Anu wrote a lot of pieces. Inky liked to write a little bit, but Murdoch and Tahuti and they got it down outright, straight down from Anu to write them songs, right? Murdoch wrote a lot of songs. Inky wrote a lot of songs. I can tell you, I might do a whole tape on some of the songs that all of these people wrote, and they some of the number one hits you listen to now. Like one Tahuti wrote is "Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is gonna be all right." That's Tahuti right there, all day long. Woke up this morning to the rising sun, 3 little birds. It's Tahuti right there. Now ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. That's Murdoch. I could go on the different people who wrote the songs. This is yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely Doc is the master teacher, man. And Doc started the ripple. I was thinking about it today, man. I was thinking about it. If Doc didn't come, we'll be far behind because he started a ripple. He started us to say we don't gotta listen, we don't gotta believe it. Like that type of thing. Like if at a certain point before him, you couldn't say it without having the proof. You couldn't say I don't gotta believe it without having the proof. But when he said I don't gotta believe it, he had the proof or why he don't gotta believe it. That's what made the ripple effect. When you say I don't gotta believe, they say why you don't gotta believe, and you say boom, and then that shit makes sense. You say what Doc said, and you know how to rip it down, and it starts to ripple. They say, oh well, that sounds right. Yeah, sound right reasoning. They say that sounds right. So how can he's right? He's right. He don't got, you know what I'm saying? It started a whole fucking effect, man. That right knowledge started a whole ripple effect. And then that put us on a level to where we at now, to where we talking way outside the box because of Doc. And before Doc, it was Elijah. Before Elijah, it was Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey. Each person passed the baton to start another ripple effect. Doc started a big ass ripple effect. We was behind a little bit. But when Doc came, he sped us all the way back up, man. We back up right on the speed, on time. And we got Rod, we got B-Dale, we got who else out there? It's a whole bunch of, man. It's a whole bunch of people. Phase 1, you know what I'm saying? That's just everybody, all these people. And then you got so many, this whole 10,000 other brothers saying same thing all them brothers saying. So it's like that type of thing. So it's like it's inevitable. The truth is inevitable as we go into this new age. And so, like I said, like a lot of people was in here saying, "Oh, I don't see where this is helping people." Yeah, it's helping us if we use it for good. See, everything has a good side and a bad side to it. Everything. Every alchemist know that anything that's legitimized in this realm has to have it has to really have 2 other components. Everything that's legitimized in this realm must have 2 other components. And then when you create the one component, you automatically bring the other 2 components into play in order to legitimize the one component. If you ain't an alchemist, you probably ain't gonna know nothing I just said. But let me break it down a little bit more. When you create it good, you automatically create it bad, because how would you know what good is if you didn't have bad to offset it? It's called polarities. That's one of the rules of the universe that Tahuti teach. It's like magnetism. In order for magnets to work, it has a south pole and a north pole. If you take either or off, it ain't gonna work. But then there's another part. And that's where Mark Brady come in at. Shout out Mark Brady, because a lot of y'all ain't go to the school of mid-formation. Well, Mark, because Doc taught it, but Doc didn't go. Doc taught it, but he did. If you ain't really listen hard, you can't really get it. But then Mark Brady brought it. The link, I don't know the link. I had to get on my other phone to get the link. Don't worry about it. I ain't tripping, man. Like, yeah, yo. If you can't find it, then don't worry about it. I put the coin swelling your heel on there. That's or you type in the young elder. Type in the young elder on there. You might can find it like that. Just like I got it on the Cash App. What I was saying, yeah. So ain't no stopping the movement. And like I say, like this ain't for everybody. Like this information, but like I said, everything has a good side and a bad side to it. Even the church, because most people are saying, "Oh, this witchcraft is bad." They in the church, and then they are now stomping around and doing chants and chant magical words like hallelujah. Hallelujah is a magical word. Because you know how I know it's a magical word and it's a spell, because if you break it down, it means something else. If a word means something else that breaks down into a whole bunch of other words, that's how you know it's a spell. Like hallelujah, praise Jah, praise Yah, praise Yahweh. So that's a spell. Because when you make that chant, the intent, when you say that word, the intent is to praise the Yahweh. But then we got to ask, which Yahweh is that? Is it Murdoch, Melchizedek? Or is it Enki? Is it Enlil? Is it Baal? Because some half of you out here worshiping Baal. And Baal into the booty business. Right? And you guys walking around with your pants down, Baal hanging around, thinking of ways he could get into your booty with your sagging. He thinking ways, yeah, I can come up with a way, plan. He coming up with a plan to get in your booty, man. How sinister is that? How sinister is that, man? You know? And booty can go both ways, your backside and your money. For a pirate, for booty pirates. You know what I'm saying? In your pockets and in your back pocket and in your back. You know what I'm saying? Your backside. Hey, I never heard of that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write it down. Who's I can't even pronounce it really. Playing. I'm gonna write it down. Maybe it's called something else. But hey, you just gave me something new to look up. Maybe I'll do a whole AI on it. Matter of fact, I am gonna do an AI on it. Let me take that down real quick before we go to the next. Say, I got you. I'll do a whole breakdown on it for you. A laptop went dead, but I'm gonna say this comment. So I'm gonna say your comment, man. So I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna come back to you on it. I never heard of it, so you just said something about it. Or I might have heard of it. It's just some other name that I probably heard of it called. Okay. Yeah. So, like I was saying, like say what if all of us did the shoe spell, 300 of us did the shoe spell, to block somebody that we know, like Bill Gates, like he's stealing all of our land, he turning all the food into this artificial food. We put it, if all of us get together, drop his name in our shoe, and saying what we want him to stop doing, a freezer spell his behind. What they gonna do? They don't. But they want us to pray. We didn't prayed about it. We didn't prayed about Bill. We want Bill Gates to stop. When we pray about it, he buy more land. So it seems like to me we give our power over to the beast, just like they said in Revelations. We gave our power for the beast to buy more land, and even then we don't even sell land over here. But if we take him and freezer spell his behind, we cut his power off. It's time to start cutting these suckers' power off, bringing our ancestors back. They scared of our ancestors. All that stuff they did to our ancestors, our ancestors waiting for us to use them on their behind. They dying for us to, they waiting. They waiting to say, hey, just how but they want to make them like boogeymans and demons so you'll be afraid of your own people. They make our people boogeymans and demons and make all their people God. You know how I know we know it's true? Because Doc told us. Doc said, go in the grocery store and then look at devil food cake and why they put it black, and then they put angel food cake as white. They show you that this is a white supremacy game. You know what I'm saying? To keep us away from our shit. So they put our people as demons and warlocks and the enemy and the devil. And then they put they people as God and, the angels gotta be, Michelangelo. I'm telling you, Michelangelo. Michelangelo painted it all like the little babies with wings. So that's the angel paradigm that they give us. And angels really don't even got wings. A lot of them. The Dragonian reptilians do. The blue avian bird race don't even got wings. Some the Canarians do. Some races got wings, but not most. Some human races got wings, but not the real angels that they talking about in the Bible. When they talk about the Elohim, for the most part, the humanoid ones they only got wings. They describing some type of craft or something when they talking about beings flying down, a cherry beings or something. Right? They do got gliders. When you see what they talk about when they say angels got wings, what made them think that is, if it's because Inky and Enlil and them had gliders. You know what a glider is? It's like when you go to a cliff and it's like a big kite looking thing that you ride and you jump off and then you glide, right? They used to use those, but they had like a more advanced ones when they jump off of their craft, because their craft was so big it'll just hover. Or then until they created landing pads, right? They created landing pads, but before they created the mounds, the landing pads, they used to just jump out with these gliders and then glide to the ground. And then when the people seen them, they started, oh, these angels, they could fly in the air. They got wings, right? But Inky was brilliant, man. Inky could see. Inky was a powerful alchemist, and pretty much Inky stems the most. Inky creates the powerful alchemist on the planet. Inky, like as far as the patriarch or the father line wizardry, Inky, because Doc said that Inky incarnated as Merlin the magician in the Holy Tablets. But Inky stimulates the magician bloodline down through Tahuti, right? Because Tahuti is the alchemist of alchemists, and Tahuti is Inky's son. Inky is Ptah in ancient Kemet. He becomes the fashioner, and he's if you look at, because people was asking how you come up with Inky and is Ptah. It's because if you cross reference the information, you'll see it's the same information. Like how Inky's a fashioner and Ptah is a fashioner. How he came out of the waters. How Inky loved the waters and he deal with the waters. He come out of the waters with the Dragonians bloodline, and then you make the connections. Even the same thing with Ra and Murdoch. How Ra fight this serpent being every day. So we could get into the ideology of dark and light, but I'm talking about the storyline of how this being Ra, which is the sun, really, but then he fights against this serpent. And then you go to Revelations, they talk about a dragon fighting against Michael and his angels. So it's the same thing, man. But people are mad at us because we exposing, and they come up talking about, Yanun is different from all those beings. Yeah, they can say that from one perspective, but he incarnated as all those beings. Yeah, the spirit that incarnated as all those beings is Yanun. Pa Naba Yanun. So it's like that. Yeah, so that's his galactical name, right? That's his galactical name. So it's like that part. But so if you say if all the alchemists come down from the Inky side, somebody said they had A blood type. If you got A blood type, you a powerful alchemist. You a powerful psychic. See, it's like different blood types and you could be a AB and not even be a wizard. But but it depends on your blood type, depending on what's your strongest attribute as a wizard or a witch. But like I said, if you got AB blood type, negative or B positive, or just AB, you got strong ass psychic abilities. If you got A blood type, you a strong ass telepathic. And you could probably do telekinesis as well. You can tap into your higher senses faster. If you you strong telekinesis. Start practicing on your telekinesis. Especially if you A positive. Start practicing on your telekinesis. Your shit, you can tap into your shit quicker than anybody. Now, like I said, O positive is the Anunnaki bloodline. But they also O positive. We got all those other ones. It's just been deactivated, and they call it what they call junk DNA, right? So you got all the abilities at one. You like the like an avatar. You like the avatar versus all the other blood types is like water bender, psychic, air, this and that. Got all the types, but only thing about it is part of it, and it can be reactivated. Like a lot of us, even even some of the A's and the other blood types, they got junk DNA as well. But like the O got a lot of they discovering that the O type blood type got a lot of, and Doc had already talked about it in the Holy Tablets a long time ago. About that the O got all this junk DNA that if it was activated, what would they do? They scared. They scared about what would happen if this other part that we don't know about that they got would be activated. Like, will we be able to control them still? Would they? So this is what the game was. We got to pause them. We got to race ahead of them. We got to distract them to keep this from activating. We got to keep their music on a third grade. We got to reduce their music from analog to digital. You might not. You can't hear me though. We got to reduce their music from analog to digital. We got to make everything synthetic. We got to make everything artificial in real time. We got to make everything artificial in real time. From their music, their food, everything that they do got to be robotic. Because if we don't, if we don't let that continue, they activate this DNA and then they'll leave us. But this is the killer. They didn't calculate. They did calculate it, but now they so far behind trying to chemtrail and all this other shit to block the sun. The sun automatically at a certain what happened was when they put the when you do shit and the universe don't approve it, it backfires on you. So it was like a timer on that junk DNA that we had. It was a timer on it that when the sun reached a certain phase, that it would automatically activate our DNA. Doc already talked about that too. And it's a tape called "We Are the People of the Sun." I just put a tape out about it called "The Black Genetics." I also put another tape out called the Schumann Resonance. When the sun heat up, and then the sun go to that phase, and then the Schumann resonance speed up. It was automatic gonna speed us up and speed our junk DNA. That's why we get more intelligent now, and this is what they're afraid of. I'm telling you, that's why they created all these satellite weapons and all of these cell phones and all that. The cell phone is to really slow our telepathic ability down. That's what it was really, because if we would have had cell phones by now, we would have already been telepathic already. I'm telling you. We were supposed to develop the telepathy, then bring the phones. The phones will be on a whole nother level by then. because the Anunnakis had telepathy before they got the phone technology. But they sending us on a backward spin. They putting technology that in our hands that's lessening us and not it's making us go external outside looking for certain types of powers and that we got within us, like being able to connect with somebody 1,000 miles away, especially when you already plugged to them etherically through your etherical cord. Especially like once you sit and you say, "Oh, this person," once you like, it's an emotional thing. It's hard to really explain, but you'll know if you connected to them. If you connected to them, you care about them. What happened to them? If something happened to them, or you care about them. Because I think I like care more than love. Care is a better word than love to me. Because care sound more like love. It sound like real love versus just, "Oh, I love you." So yeah, when you care, when you plug into these people, boom, that automatically gives you a line to them, just like a phone line. So when something happened to them or something wrong on with them, you can feel it. Especially if it's like your children, your husband, somebody you've been with for a long time, you've already plugged your etherical cord into them, right? So that's what's going on. But like say this was dealing with witchcraft 101 and how to do the spells. And like I said, it's a couple classes that came before this class that leads you into this class. It's about 3 more other classes. They're gonna come out to this class. That's gonna be the phones. The phones is slow. It really was a shot from the Andrometans. That's why they call it the android. See, the Andrometans working against us. It's a humanoid group who really, they're not humans. They really a bug race, Edgar suits, bacterias in the human form walking around from the Andrometans, and they the ones that put the phone out. So they call it the android. But you don't hear me though. Tell you, man. So this is where we're headed, right? So we're headed to where that DNA, but the foods, if you finna notice, their whole system is gonna have to crash for a certain amount of time. And then so you don't be scared to stock up on food and supplies and bullets and gun and your whole system. Because the system about to crash, and it's gonna crash in one day. You ain't gonna have time to do nothing. Now some people saying, "Oh well, if I got my stuff together, or I ain't got no stuff together, I'm just gonna come take yours." Well, if you come to take mine, you better pack a lunch because it's gonna be a long night. I got some shit that'll shoot you from 2 blocks, 3, 4 blocks away. You know what I'm saying? And make you explode like a watermelon from 2, 3, 4 blocks away. You know what I'm saying? Your head. You know what I'm saying? With a scope on that motherfucker. Yeah. With a scope on that motherfucker that look like it's about 2 feet long. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Yeah, so and that's just one little piece. You know what I'm saying? We like them type of pieces, you know. Yeah. But the Edgar suits are walking around, and they gave us the phone so they can stop and they telepathic because they talk to you when they tell you when you're in the gas station. They say, "Buy that Snickers, get that soda, buy those cigarettes." And then if you don't do it, when you get home and try to go to sleep, they get on you and say they don't let you go to sleep. They bite down into you, right down into the crack of your behind, and say, "Didn't I tell you to buy that Snickers?" I'm telling you, man. And yeah, go watch Man in Black. They showed you, and they wanted sugar. He wanted sugar water. Edgar wanted when he got into that dude's body, and he walked into the house. He said, "Give me sugar water." And he said, "More." He drunk it. He said, "Yeah, They're grotesque. I'm telling you, if you really seen what they look like on you want to see what they look like, get a microscope and pull them up. You see they go pull up bacteria's on the microscope, and then look at what they look like. They look like real demons. Some shit that make you like want to itch when you see it. I'm telling you. And they jump into people, and they're so small you can't even see them. But they real live gems, another level of gen, a smaller level, a microcosmic level. Because the alchemy start on a microcosmic level with the atom, which breaks down into 3 parts. Then if you go inside of the nucleus, it can break down into 3 parts. Yeah, parasites is another name for them. And they're highly if you really tap in, once you realize that they in you, you can telepathically communicate with them and tell them what and some will work with you, because not all, they just want to survive, some of them, because this is about survival. It's about fertility. The war is of fertility. The war is about survival. The whole galactic war from the beginning. It's about survive. Everybody trying to survive. And then once everybody getting on the survival tactic, other people saying, "Oh, I'm surviving, but I'm afraid that if I don't have more, I'll go. We will one day that we'll go down if I don't have more." That's another type of level of being in the universe. The reptilians, the Dragon reptilians. But hey, you know why they ain't gonna be fresh as us? We the new kids on the block, man. The Earthlings are the new kids on the block. Because we part reptilian, part Anunnaki. We the bad guys and the good guys. Ain't that something? Ain't that a twist? That's the twist here, man. That's the twist here on the Blue Rock. Doc told us. We got the 180, 360, then become the 720 once you graduate. But you the 180 good, 180 bad. The higher you, lower you. And that them 2 U's operate the now, like a plane. Look at the planes, they call it I think what they call it, the thing that got the lines on it, where they show how to fly in a straight line. So, and as you on this plane, listen to that now. As you on this plane, you're flying and trying to fly the straight and narrow. You're supposed to be flying the straight and narrow. Or else you crash now, don't you? Because when people are getting high, they get high, right? And then they crash. They go too high and crash. You can't fly too high. You can fly high now. But if you fly too high, you can crash. But you got to fly your plane on the straight and narrow. What's the straight and narrow? The 7. More science. The 7 on the pyramids. The 7, the heart chakra. The green light. The 7 on the heart. The 7, because if you look at the pH chart, the neutral zone is the 7. The neutral zone is the nucleus. The nucleus. The nucleus is the throne of God. But then you got other beings who guard the throne of God. They call them protons or electrons. That's what they call them. Electrons, cherubims, negative beings. The electrons go around the nucleus, God's throne. And the protons, which are the seraphims, they hang out tight right next to God's throne. They ain't never wanted to know you to know this. But they put it into the book and then told you about some niggas with wings. You know what I'm saying? When it's right there in the science book. God is in the science. God is science. I'm telling you, man. Go look at an atom and pull it up and then play it back. And then think about God throne is the nucleus. The electrons, because they said they put so the Garden of Eden is the nucleus. And then they say they put two cherubins on the gate. Two cherubins on the gate is the two electrons going around the nucleus. Then they had the seraphim standing right next to God's throne. That's the protons. So the atom begins the alchemy. All things is based on three. The three is the strongest setup, because that's why the legal system has got three components: legislative, right, judicial branch, and what's the other one? There's one more. It's three branches of government, because that was alchemy in masonry. Masonry got three levels of masonry. It's really only 3 degrees for anybody that really know. All that other crap that they put out is Albert Pike, Madame Velasquez, and Saint Bernard, and all them other guys who created the honorary studies to go up to 33 degrees. And they stole 22 tablets and 11 tablets. They stole 11 tablets to create the York rites and 22 tablets from over here to create those Scottish rite degrees. And they give you 33 degrees, which is still walking around like a dog, because a real man's staying 90 degrees off the ground. But you don't hear me, though. I'm telling you. But we, the Moors, brought them out, the Maya, because they were walking around in the caves at 33 degrees. So we straightened them up, put a board in his back, gave him a fork, taught him how to use fire, squared him off like a nice cut ashlar, a nice cut stone. You know what I'm saying? Once we got him squared off, he came out with his Yaku business and caused trouble. So what we do? We blindfold him. We cable told him, rolled his pants leg up, and him and his goats. Got him and his goats up out from over here in ancient Kemet, in America. We rounded them up. Akmos and Cockmos. They put them brown cable told them up, all of them up, tied them all up together, and rolled. Then in order to trick them, so when they wouldn't be able to get back over here, we put them on the boat, rolled them around in circles. We went around in circles, and then when they got them over there, took the blindfold off, they ain't know what it was. I'm telling you. And then, that's what they do to you. When they put you up in there, they take all your medals, they blindfold you, they walk you around, senior deacon, they walk you around. Then when they get you up in the front, when they take the blindfold off of you, they blind you with the light. Now he sees the light, right? What light? The 3 great lights. What 3 great lights? This is our alchemy. Candle magic right there in the lodge. Candle magic every Jewish holiday. It's all candle magic. Witchcraft is going on, especially, and a lot of the Masons in there, they going through all of this stuff and don't know that it's witchcraft. Or they think that it's not witchcraft. A lot of people in church getting all some holy rolling oil. They making holy water, which is alchemy. They taking olive oil, which is really a part of they stole it from us, because Christianity really is y'all religion. It really wasn't a religion. It really is one of it's just a lot of things that we did in our traditions. They took and turned and twisted it around and gave it back to us and turned it into religion, because the anointing of the head was part of a pharaoh's ritual or a priesthood ritual or a priestess ritual, where they anoint into the priestess the priest into the order, using for pharaohs they use hippopotamus oil. A lot of people know about this. That's each ancient Egyptian cultural study guys. Or they use alligator fat. They made oil from alligator fat, and they anoint the Messiah, or the pharaoh, or the priestess, or You know, the different orders had different stuff that they used, but like baptism, that was part of the Tahuti priesthood, where they baptized with Tahuti, where you shaved all your hair off and then they baptized you, and then they put you on a white robe, because that's why you see doctors with white robes on. They stole that from us. And really, scientists don't really supposed to wear white robes. They really supposed to wear black robes, but it depends on what they're doing. If they working with in an alkaline situation, they wear white. But if they working into a static electricity situation, they supposed to wear black. So Tahuti didn't always wear white. It depends on what he was doing, what kind of alchemy he was doing. So yeah, they stole all that from us, man. They still got our same setup. With the president, that'd be like the pharaoh, and then the vice president is the under pharaoh. Then you got the visor, the pharaoh. Look, the president rolled around with magicians. You call them doctors. The pharaoh back in the day used to roll around with magicians. It's a storyline about this chick who dropped her beads inside the river, and then the Nile River, and then the pharaohs got his magicians to part the river. I remember the king, the pharaoh name. He got the magicians to part the river and get the beads, because they knew how to use, like, they made that fire bending, air bending. They just made that up. See, it's people. I already did a video on it where I show little kids actually coming back doing it right now. Why? Because those kids are part of the 144,000, right? The 144,000 is pretty much getting ready to be unleashed on the world, and they're gonna be like, they're gonna have complete access to the Akashic records. These kids, they already here. It's just they just boom, they being protected. Somebody said, somebody just said, what would happen? Somebody said, what you mean rights? Rights. The situation that we in right now is the anarchy situation. The democracy situation is Enlil's situation. We in a well, we really supposed to be in a republic, right? Which is Inky situation. But the democracy is Enlil's situation. So it's their right. I don't know what you mean when you say rights. It says that rights, or if to was to get cold to them. I don't understand it. I don't understand what you're saying, but like, if you're saying rights, like their rights, they ain't got no. The only person that got rights out of the Anunnaki clan to the Blue Rock is Inky. And the reason why he got rights to the Anunnaki, and he a part of the Anunnaki clan, is because his mother was the princess to Tiamat. Her name was Adi. And Anu married her. So through that blood, through his mother, so it's a matriarch line. A Mother Earth, Tiamat has always been matriarch lines. So Inky got Earthborn rights through his mother, right? So, but Enlil tried to overthrow the Earthborn. So he brought the democracy, and he going around. His people go around disguising democracy as as freedom and liberty, and they go around overthrowing people. The Inkies see the republic, right? Doc wrote about that too in the hotel. He talk about how Inky set up the republic, and that on Riz, and that Enlil set up a democracy. And they ruled. It was partially ruled out as far as a patriarch system, and that's why they overcame to overthrow the patriarch system, right? using Enlil's game plan, right? Enlil can overthrow the matriarch system using the patriarch system, right? Bringing in Enlil's game plan. But then at the end of the War of the Gods, if you go study at the end of the War of the Gods, they switched all the men because of the reason why the planet was in the way what it was when during the time of the pyramid wars and the gods and all that. It was because of men. It wasn't no women really battling besides Inanna. Inanna was involved a little bit, but Inanna, she didn't really start it. It was all men attacking and fighting and, hey, I don't like you, that type of thing. And then that's Inanna got pulled in it because she felt that Murdoch was responsible for Dumuzi, who was Osiris' death. So, but it's all men battling each other, and then boom, the planet get all this stuff done to it. So when on the last part of the series, Anu came down and then turned the keys over to Inanna. That's when she became the queen of heaven and the earth. Turned the keys back to Tiamat, back to the and then when she got the keys, she went down to the mother. It's a spirit of earth from these Dragon people that live in the center of the earth in a higher dimensional plane. And Inanna went down there and visited the lady, and the lady gave her the rights. The lady gave her the right to rule, and that's what really put her into the game to switch the planet back to the matriarch. So what we're witnessing is a brutal. It's not a brutal. We're witnessing to switch from the patriarch or the male system back to the feminine system, like it was before the Anunnakis came. You're witnessing that right now. You better bet there's more women presidents around the world. It's gonna be after Donald Trump. It's gonna be after Donald Trump get whatever. I think they're gonna probably. I don't want to say it, but like the guys who don't like the guys who've been trying to run America they've been running America for like 200 years. The same guys who got at Lincoln, Kennedy, and the rest of the guys, they don't like Trump, man. I'm just gonna tell you that part. And they really want to get him. They was getting at him before he got in. So what you think now, right? So just put that up on there. So after Trump, it's gonna be a woman. Watch. Quito Mutua already prophesized it already. So like and then people want to come attack Young Gill, and they attack Raw, and they say, "Oh y'all woman, y'all some woman lovers, or y'all some mama's boys." We get a lot of comments like that, right? Because we telling the truth, they get mad because they hate women. That's what it is. They some women haters. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, I'm a woman lover. Why wouldn't I be? You know what I'm saying? These niggas retarded, man. Like some people be making comments and be like it's just, he must just hate women. Or he hate his mother. Right? He hate his grandma. Somebody somebody hurt this guy up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm down with protecting women. All right, that could be my only mission. That could be my only mission because the women gonna do all the thinking. I don't gotta think. All I gotta do is make sure she can think freely. You know what I'm saying? My thinking is you better not touch her or you better not bother. Because I'm telling you, man, the ideas come from the women. They are the best scientists. They are the best everything. And we can fill in the blanks. The man fill in the blanks. I'm telling you. This is the man only. Yeah, right. That's what like some of them guys be, they be like, man, they be over manly. I'm gonna be, and then you walk right up to them and then punch them right in the mouth, and they act like a girl. They act like a little girl. they all tough. You know what I'm saying? Chill, be cool, man. We some players, man. We some laid back cats. We some one love, one heart cats. One heart cats. Yeah, man, but this is where we at. This is where we're headed. We're at reactivating the philosopher's stone. The ancestors want us to bring them back, man. They ready to pay back all of this shit, man. Ain't no getting away. You don't hear the blood crying from the ground right now. Your ancestors ain't no getting away. They hung people in the middle of the night. They burned people. They took people land. They stole people gold. They raped, lynched, murdered. We got so many charges against them. It's as long the charges against United States Corps is longer than I-20, the interstate that they laid. The longest slab, one of the longest slabs of the interstate. They crimes is just as long as that interstate. And we can throw Interstate 10 and add it on the end of it. They still going for crimes. They crimes are longer than 95 running up and down, running straight up and down Chicago, right to Chicago, right to Chirac. They crimes longer than that. Man, we got racketeer. All the crimes they ever charged our people with, they guilty of. From the top to the bottom. But you know what they gonna tell us? Well, they leave a loophole where they can sneak out the back door. They call it all crimes are commercial. All crimes are commercial, man. So that means they don't really exist. They artificial. All crimes are artificial. That's what they're telling us. All crimes are artificial. In order to participate in the crime, you got to be artificial. In order to get charged with the crime, you got to be artificial. So the whole system is pretty much artificial. And at this point, I don't want to be part of the artificial game no more. So, because I'm superior, I'm supreme, I'm a master. I'm a master wizard. I'm a master alchemist. I'm not saying me in general. I'm just saying that's how they think. These elites who at the top who want to puppet and control everything and just be in control. But man, the time is up. The time is now. Even if you don't, I don't recommend doing those spills. You got enough power just to think it out loud, and it happened. But this is that. But to be aware and to know that, hey, this somebody can did this, or if something happened to you and you say, okay, well, somebody might have did a freezer spill on me. Boom, we're gonna come out with another tape on how to reverse all of this stuff we just showed you in this tape. So we had to teach you, I'm gonna tell you what stemmed this tape. People want when we did the tape on how women cast spells on men. People say, well, you need to do one on how men cast spell on women. So we did that, and then people need to say you need to teach them how to reverse them. So I say, okay, well, in order to teach them how to reverse them, I got to teach them what is being done so they'll know what they're reversing. So I had to teach you this, bring these classes out to show you what's being done, show you how it all been done. So then when we come with the reverse tape, you'll say, okay, I know how to reverse it because I know what they did. It's like that type of thing. So that's why we had to do a whole series of tapes on this. How I don't even like teaching this shit. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I don't like teaching spell word. I got so many other things I can be teaching, but this is just another thing we got to put into the archive. Because we won't feel the unknown, and this is another part of our ancestral work to where, hey, I still know how to do this shit now. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. I know how to get somebody off your back because you might be you praying to Jesus, and Jesus might not be your God. You getting Jesus to ask for your help, to ask for help for you, and he might not be your help. Some people help is Allah. Some people help is Buddha. You know, people got their own joints. Like I deal with Jesus because Jesus been down with me since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So hey, look, you might not like Jesus. I like Jesus when I do some of my work. Jesus helped me do my little work that I do. But you might like Ogun and all the rest of them. I like Ogun too. but I'm just more familiar with the Jesus energy. Now, for you people that say young girl crazy, let me tell you something, because we know in places where you know not. Because you're talking about Jesus, because they really, only people that get mad when you talk about Jesus is demons, real live jinn now. But because they don't know alchemy and they don't know the words or spells. Jesus is a spell word that been altered over time because of your ancestors. Your grandma and them altered the magic on that word to where now it's a positive word, right? I'm telling you, you might not believe me, or you don't gotta believe me. I don't give a damn. But your ancestors altered that word over a certain amount of years of using it with good intent. When a word is being used with good intent that was created for bad intent, it alters the frequency of the word. So now when you say Jesus, some demons that it might be like a scratching against the chalkboard for them. Somebody says last question. No, everything has two sides. You must be late. I don't think you late though. You probably been in here. Everything has two sides to it. Capitalism has a bad side to it, and it has a good side to it. Everything, in order to be legitimate, because we're talking about alchemy, everything in this reality, in order to be legitimized, has to create two more components, because this is a three-dimensional world. So if you create one thing, you automatically create two other things. If you create a good thing, you automatically create a bad thing and a neutral thing that stands in the middle to separate the good from the bad. Because how would you know if that is a good thing? So another aspect is when you also when you bring in, well, maybe I wasn't supposed to say that, but yeah, Commando, there's two sides to it. It's an evil side and there's a good side. If you spin evil backwards, you'll see that it say live. Yeah, so this is so ye are gods. You've been God the whole time. It's just that certain groups of extraterrestrials coming down from Enlil's side, who some here on behalf of Enlil's plan, then want you to become like them. See, in the beginning it says that now the man has become like one of us. Well, it was a part of that group that didn't want you to become like one of us. But then it was another part of the group that wanted you to become like one of us. And the main one that said that is the one that wanted you to become like one of us. But then it was ones that said, we don't want them to become like one of us. Let's sabotage them. You know? Yeah, capital most high. That's Anu. That's big power Anu. Anu Wapu, Anu Wapu, Anu Wapu. El Razaku. El Razaku. Anu. The kingdom of God was within. That's right. That's right. That's right. Man, wait till you hear this tape that's about to drop at 6:00 in the morning with the hoodie. And on that note, we out. Y'all on TV, man. Peace.
Never have it been made so clear.